Excuse me. I have my first watcher. Hello. Tell me who's there. 3 of you now. That's exciting. Eight. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Hi, Letty. Hi, Benjamin. Hi, Diane. Hi, Helen. Hey, Rafen. Where is... Do I have anybody that happens to be watching via YouTube? I would love to hear them sound off to make sure that they're having an okay technical experience because this is new. And guys, we're still 5 to 7 minutes before we're going to get started. You brought coffee, good. Oh, I need to grab my drink before we get started. I'm going to be talking a lot, although I'm kind of nervous to spill my drink on all this gorgeous fabric. Where is the poll? How do I do the polls? How do I do the polls? Okay, hang on, guys. Some Dos Equis, that's good. Hi, Antoinette. I don't know. Let's see. 13. Okay, it looks like nobody's watching from YouTube yet. Ooh, somebody gave me a thumbs up. How exciting. What's the channel? The name of the channel is Harpy and Hag. So if you go to youtube.com/Harpy and Hag, you should be able to subscribe there. And so you'll see all of my live streams, all of my classes, all of my DIYs, all of my vlogging. Hi, Tamra. Good to see you. Somehow I had figured out how to do apps and polls. Sorry, not apps. That doesn't make any sense. Polls and questions. But I don't know if I can not do that since I'm on YouTube. Hi, Kendra. Okay, guys, hold down the fort. I'm going to go get my drink. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't dare put my drink on this table. More shots today. No, Kendra. That's not what this kind of evening is. For those of you who are not aware, we did a live stream fashion show drink night for the Harpy and the Hag back in March. We may do that again sometime soon. I don't drink that much, so I haven't felt the need to do it recently, but it was a lot of fun. We were just talking about it. Yes, we know that there's a lag. Okay, good. Victoria Wood, I'm glad to see you. You're via YouTube, and I'm glad to see your comment. So, Victoria, I need you to do me a favor. We need to test what the lag is, okay? So when you're ready, I want you to say, okay, type in okay, and then when you hear me read back your comments, I need you to count how long. Does that make sense? So as soon as you are ready, hit okay, then start counting, and then once I say, I see your comment, we can kind of judge roughly how long the lag is for YouTube. Go. Let's see. Thank you. Kendra says, boo, it was a fabulous live stream. That's only because Lothar accidentally got half naked, not realizing that there was, okay, I see Victoria Wood. Not realizing there was a mirror in the background. So how long did that take, Victoria? Hi, Jerusha. Hala from Vegas, and hello, Odette. Hello, Diane. I didn't say hello to you earlier. Hello, Stephanie. 2 seconds? It only took 2 seconds, Victoria? She might have a serious advantage against you guys on Facebook. I'll tell you in a second if that's the truth. That is the case. Okay, hi, Lauren. Good to see you. So while we're waiting for Victoria to answer, and we're going to let a couple more people kind of scooch on in here. Hello, Sandra. I want you all to take a look at the fabrics that you're seeing in the back. Long echo. You're getting a long echo from me? Gosh, I hope not. I want you to take a look at the fabrics that you're seeing in the back of your screen right now. Those fabrics are not available during the sale. Oh, you're on both. Okay, good. I was like, oh no. I'm dropping things. No, I didn't realize I needed to wait and send and then count again. Okay, let's do it again. Go ahead, Victoria. Lance, YouTube lag versus Facebook is so much better. Also, I came here because the Facebook stream stopped when you walked away to get a drink for me. Interesting. Not sure why that was. So. All sounds fine here. Good. Okay, good. I'm waiting for Victoria's second or third okay. There we go. Okay, 3. How long did that take? Curious minds want to know. Facebook is good here. Okay, anyways, so while we're waiting for Victoria to tell me roughly how long the lag is on YouTube, take a look at these wools in the background. These are wools that Sartor is currently considering putting in stock. They are likely not going to put the entirety of this range into stock. And yes, I know that we would love to have every single option. That being said, okay, 15 seconds. So it is a little bit faster on YouTube than it is on Facebook. So if people want that extra edge in hopefully responding to which ones they want sooner, by all means, you have the option of going to YouTube, watching me there, It's youtube.com/harpy and hag. I encourage subscriptions because there's gonna be all kinds of content over the next couple of years. But it looks like YouTube might be about 5 seconds faster. It also looks like only Victoria and Lance, and I doubt Lance is gonna be buying fabric. He just probably popped in to say hi. Doesn't look like it's gonna make that much of a difference unless Victoria, you're planning on buying all of the samples. So, and Ray, I know you're only getting a 2-second delay, but it's 2 different delays. So I'm working in a software called Be Live. If anybody's interested in this, by all means, go ahead and shoot me a message. It was 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, Jerusha's like, oh, hell no, I'm moving over here. Okay, so let's stay focused, Aveline. So the wools in the background are ones that Sartor is currently considering putting in stock, but they will not be getting the entire selection. So I'm going to encourage you to right now put up the top 3 colors that you would love to see offered in their stock. This would be a lightweight, regular tabby weave wool, 100% wool, and you can see all the various colors. So while we're, well, cool, while you guys are considering what you're going to be buying, and while we're waiting for just a couple more people to come in, we just had a huge 10-person jump. Go ahead and start typing in which wools you would be interested in. These are the lightweight. There's a different one that's diamond weave. We'll go over that. We'll do a little poll of that a little while later, but this is just the regular tabby weave colors. So, okay, guys. So while you're answering that, I'm going to go ahead and start giving you guys a little bit of a background on Sartor, and then a background on how tonight is going to work. And then hopefully by then, most of the people that want to join us will have joined us by then. So Sartor Fabrics is actually kind of a cool story how it got started. There were 2 sisters from the Czech Republic, Markéta and Marcela. And Marcela is a incredibly talented woman, and she happened to be over in China for work, and she speaks multiple languages. And so her sister Markéta was like, I think Markéta is her name. Gosh, I hope I know Marcela's the name for sure because that's who I deal with the most. So Marcela's sister said, okay, listen, you're over in China. That's like the birthplace of silk. I am a seamstress who loves to sew everything under the sun. Can you look around to see if there are any particular good deals you can get on silks and like maybe bring home a bolt for me? So while Marcela was over in China, she starts kind of looking around and doing some inquiries, and she actually makes some inroads with several of the silk workshops and factories over there. And of course, her sister was quite pleased and got a wonderful selection. And then they said, you know, it's amazing how much silks get marked up because they because the middlemen basically are charging as much as they are, mostly for their translation services, but also because it's a difficult thing to access if you don't have that translation service and you don't necessarily know how to negotiate with them. So Marcela started building up a repertoire of and a rapport with these various vendors, and it sort of grew from there. You know, some friends heard they wanted some. It starts building. Suddenly, now they're branching out and they're working with factories and workshops in India. And her sister was very interested in some of the reproduction textiles. So we start getting this really amazing organically grown family business that is born out of a love for kind of all things fabric, but in particular, the most quality fabrics, and kind of a cool, like, hey, look what we do. We offer reproductions of textiles. I'm seeing lots and lots and lots of great answers. So keep those answers coming by all means. And I will take this off in a little bit, but this is great information. Sort of, you guys are our what do they call that? Studio or at home studio polls, so we can get some good feedback from them. So Johanna says, just jumped on. What are we looking at? You're looking at tabby woven wools that Sartor is considering putting in their stock, and they wanted some feedback in terms of what people are interested in the most, which colors. So let me look at comments real quick, make sure I haven't missed anything. You want a good green, they're hard to find. I agree, Letty. My video insert does block some of them. I apologize. There are lots of greens. I can't, if I go off the screen, let me try this. If I go off the screen, then suddenly you get no sound, which maybe you'd prefer. I don't know. So, okay. Beta testers. Yeah, thank you. So, all right. So we're going to hide that for now. Now you just get to look at me. I like the little ticker at the bottom. What do you guys think? It's super high tech. Feels so fancy. So anyways, so Sartor is built by basically two sisters who have a love for fabric and love for things that are historically accurate and want everything quality, right? And so they have a shop which is based in Prague. So you can actually go in, walk. It's kind of, I would imagine it's like the mood of Europe, right? If you're familiar with mood fabrics in New York. And yes, you should have sound because I didn't take myself off the screen so people could see down at the bottom. Test audience. Yep. Sound. Love it. Post the picture in the chat, please. Can't read the numbers. I don't think I can, Adela. So if you go to my Facebook page, if you're already there, you can just vote on there. We're going to kind of compile them all and send them off to Sartor. So Sartor has a store a physical store you can walk into in Prague. And for the longest time, Marcella actually was living over in Spain because that is where her husband is from. But she is actually in the process of moving to Europe. So Sartor is a European-based family business. The physical store is in Prague in the Czech Republic, and both of the gals kind of travel all over and try to get the best of the best of the best. So a little bit about their fabrics. They have a variety of fabrics from 100% silk and some silk blends. They have linens, they have ramies. They do have some wools that are currently available on their website, but there are not going to be any wools available for sale through this sale. We are talking about offering those in the future though, so keep your fingers crossed. There are brocades that are made from some synthetic fibers like polyester and rayon. And there are silks, linens, ramies, wools, historical reproductions, and the brocades. So they have some things year round. You can almost always expect they're going to have, they're going to have linens. The colors of the linens, however, often vary. What they tend to do for linens and ramies is they'll buy anywhere from 150 to 250 meters of that particular color, and then they sell it until it's out. And then there's no guarantee that that color is going to come back. So this is just a little bit of information for you so that hopefully while you're trying to make a decision about which fabrics you might like to order, if you're like bent on getting this particular color, you need to get that color now because there is no guarantee that the next time I come back with a sale or even later on, should you visit their website, that you will be able to get that color. Even more so and even more important is for the historical reproduction textiles. Not only do they usually only get 100, 125, or 150 meters of every particular or each particular historical reproduction fabric, but rarely do they reorder any of their fabrics. They like to have a constantly cycling through inventory. They want to constantly be offering you new and more interesting and exciting things. So if you see a fabric that you're like, oh man, I really want it, but I don't know if I can afford it. And listen, I'm not trying to encourage anybody to spend money that they don't have. But if you can, beg, borrow, and steal and make it happen, then you might want to do it because the fabrics are fabulous. So looking at, it's very CNN with my little ticker. The teens are repeated. Yes. Yeah, that's a different one. Okay, thanks. You can also vote on Sartor's page. That's true. And then Katie Trash Panda McLeod, I feel like this means we need to go to Prague. Yes. when US Americans can actually go to Europe, which, that's a whole different thing. So you will be seeing some fabrics tonight, and some of the fabrics samples that I have, the fabrics themselves are not actually even available for sale anymore. This is true not only of the historical reproduction fabrics, but also of some of the linens and some of the silks. They're that low on in inventory that they're just not available anymore. But you may still be able to nab a sample. Yay! Trying to think, what else do I want to tell you about? Oh, Family owned business, limited runs. You're going to see lots of samples. The samples tonight are new and interesting and different in some regards. They're bigger in many cases. And I'm really excited about their linens. Like, they got a lot of new cool linen colors. And of course, almost every single one of their, well, that's not true. I've got a small handful of historical reproduction textiles that we did have back in March for our show. But we have a lot of new ones. So I'm very, very excited about that. So, okay, we are going to go ahead and get started. The way this is going to work, and I've kind of got this put down at the ticker at the bottom, there is a delay, so please be patient with me. And I've given you the heads up that you might have this much of an edge on getting a sample if you're on our YouTube channel versus our Facebook channel watching this. Okay, so that's your fair warning. Maybe a 5-second advantage, not much more. I'm going to hold up a sample and I'm going to say this, and you'll see it. And I'll hold it in the light and I'll give you some information about it, which in this case, this is our brocade, our Spanish Renaissance brocade. So hang on a second. There we go. So this is a replica of a Renaissance pattern from the 16th century, possibly from Spain. The original can actually be found in the Met, and it is 28 inches wide. This one does have small defects, which I'll tell you about in a second, but it's 28 inches wide. It is 100% polyester. Actually, I don't know that that's true anymore. Let me double check something really quick. And while I'm pulling that up, the sample itself is, I don't know that either. That's what I'm trying to pull up the same thing. So sorry, I rebooted my computer right before we started to make sure that I had the fastest running machine possible, and then I forgot to load up the stuff. Best laid plans, Aveline. Best laid plans. Okay. Come on. Okay. Plot twist, Facebook is faster right now. Okay. So Denise Bell says, that's the one that I'm after. I missed it last time. So Denise, because you sounded off on the one that you wanted, I'll go ahead and give this one to you. This is $4 for the sample. The sample itself is approximately, I think, 10 to 11 inches wide. Oh, actually, this one's 13 inches wide by 26 inches long. So Denise has dibs on the Spanish Renaissance. In some lights, it almost looks purple, but in both ambient as well as inside lights, I assure you it is the brown that you're seeing on your screen right there. But I have had people say, I want the purple Spanish Renaissance, and I know it's a little tricky, and especially as I get older, I'm struggling a little bit seeing a good difference between browns and purples. But this one is, in fact, like a brown on brown. Helen says, this is the one I liked. Scale is smaller, which I'm okay with. So yes, I want this one 8 yards. Helen, I will follow up with you after this. And a quick note for everybody. So you can send me a PM if you want right now in Facebook, or an email at harpyandhag@gmail.com, and we can process your order. But I'm just going to ask that you give me all the way through tomorrow, because I'm expecting lots and lots of orders after tonight. So give me a little bit of time to kind of scroll through, and I try to answer everybody first come, first served, first in, first out, so that the quantities of fabric as they go down are given to people who kind of sounded off first and paid first. So, oh, Constanza, you have this one actually. Sorry, Constanza, I didn't know your real name. You did get this one. You just we haven't squared up and seen each other, because we were waiting for the world to open back up, and I was going to deliver it to you at an event. You have this and maybe one other and a thimble. So if you don't want this, go ahead and sound off and we'll let anybody else take it. Thank you guys. So that's this one. So this one is $4. It's about 13 inches by 26 inches. Let me show you the whole thing. And then the way this works is either I will ship this with your order, or I will ship it straight out if you don't make any other orders. If you don't make any orders, or if your total order is not $200 or more in the US, $300 or more in Canada, then there is a flat $10 shipping fee. So that's this one. So next, we have two different color combinations in this one. She says she'll still take it. Okay, no problem. Now you got two of them. So this one is our floral Renaissance brocade. It is black, silver, and gold. It does have defects, which is a very minor, I don't even know if it's on this one because it's not throughout the entirety of it, but it's a minor thread from the weft is off. So for that reason, oh, that's what I didn't tell you about the last one. For that reason, there is a 10% discount for the defect. Normally $18 a meter. This instead is $16.20 per meter. Same thing with the last one. This is normally $18 per meter. Both of them are 28 inches wide. I said 100% polyester earlier, but I think they're starting to change some of their stuff. So they're both now 70% polyester, 30% rayon. And then this one is actually a fragment based on an Italian damask that is in the Liberec Museum, the North Bohemian Museum in Liberec. It is pretty gorgeous. Let me see if I can tell. You can see the way it kind of glows. So this one, I see your comment, Nancy Stengel. You want, excuse me, I apologize. Anne Biddick Berdanier had that first, according to the timestamp. So this one comes to you, Anne, and this one is also $4. Yes. Now, like this one, we have just black and silver. This one is the same one as the last. I will show you side by side. Okay, but right now we're just talking about the black and silver one. Sorry, I'm holding them backwards. Wow. Come on, Aveline. Black, silver, and gold has already been did past tense by Anne Biddick Berdanier. Now I see a bunch of people popping up, so let me see who got it first. Black and silver first dibs was Lauren Coffey. Diane Brazel, you put mine. For future reference, you have to say which fabric and then say mine so that when I go back and look at the comments later, I know what the heck everybody's talking about. In this case, that's not the reason you lost it. Lauren responded faster than you did. But I just want to make sure that everybody knows they need to type the full name of the fabric, or as best as they can tell if I didn't give the proper name, and then mine, so I know that you want it. So a little bit more about the quantities that you're getting. Two interesting things. The first thing is that because they're based in Europe, Sartor sells all their fabrics by the meter. This, for Americans, is a good thing, or Canadians, North Americans will say is a good thing, because we tend to use the imperial system of yardages, and a yard is 36 inches, whereas a meter equates to a little bit more than 39 inches. So for every meter, you're getting a little bit more than you usually would with a yard. In fact, if you order 11 meters of something, that equates in the imperial system to 12 yards. So just keep that in mind. The other thing is, because they deal so much with reenactors, they will sell as small as 20 centimeters or 0.2 meters or a fifth of a meter of any fabric at all. So you can order just 20 centimeters because a lot of, especially Viking and Norse reenactors, like to use it just for trim and bias tape and like little knoppy doohickeys, whatever. So that is interesting and good to know that you both order by the meter, and that's what you'll be getting. So maybe when you're doing your math, you just assume you're going to get a little extra bonus fabric that you don't have to worry about wasting. You can put on something else, and that you can order as small as 20 centimeters. Okay, people are talking about what they're ordering. That's fine, but don't confuse me here by telling me what you're going to order. Send me a message either through Facebook or my email, harpyandhag@gmail.com, and then just keep this open for who's keeping or who's, I don't want to say bidding, but trying to make the sample theirs for the amount that is asked. Now we have two other ones one that has two different colors. And this one is a 17th century replica of a late Renaissance fabric. It is the Renaissance brocade with palmettes, and this is just the gold and green. The fragment actually comes from a lady's gown which has linen lining. This dainty symmetrical pattern consists of stylized flowers, palmettes, alternating with small blooms connected by acanthus leaves. It dates, this actually, if you like to do a little bit later reenactment, even into the Baroque and Rococo period, this type of motif ended up being repeated throughout that time period, but it does date back to the 17th century. And so this one is $18 per meter. It is 29 inches wide. It is 70% polyester, 30% rayon. And this sample is also $4. It looks like Helen Stopper said dibs on the golden green. She's got that one. But the good news is there's also gold, silver, and green. Let me show you them side by side. Sorry. I got to remember I'm too much hair everywhere. That's the gold, silver, and green. And that's the gold. So green and gold. So we've already, this sample goes to Helen. This sample is also up. This is the green, silver, and gold. I'm trying to turn it so you can see how the light hits it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, Amanda Brizendine, she is calling dibs on the gold, silver, and green. All right, now the last two in this section of historical reproductions are going to be our fleur-de-lis. We have brocade fleur-de-lis. We did have this in the last show that we did. Let me make sure these are also $4 each. But we had 4 colors last time, and this time we only have 2 left. So if you want them, and if you're kicking yourself that you didn't get them last time, I highly recommend that you go ahead and get them now because there's not much left. In fact, let me look. Not too bad. 75 meters of each. They might have just gotten a restock because these are more popular. These are $18 a meter, 28 inches wide, 70% polyester, 30% rayon. They're a reproduction from a Sicilian brocade that is dated to the 13th century. The fabric is decorated with, of course, the heraldic pattern of the lily, a symbol of purity. And the heraldic motif is obviously usually referred to as the fleur-de-lis, which is also the royal symbol of France. So if you want the red and gold, oh, yeah, it looks like Facebook is now running a little bit ahead of YouTube. That is not guaranteed to stay the same. So just assume that it's all going to end up being even. So if you want the red and gold fleur-de-lis, move this way. Candy Fling, I see your dibs. You got the red and gold. If you missed out on the red and gold, but you're still interested in anything fleur, we have the black and gold. This looks almost navy blue in this light. I assure you it is black. The blue and gold and the blue and silver are the ones that we don't have anymore. Let me hold them up next to each other. So each of these samples are $4. It looks like Candy Fling already got that. And then Lauren Coffee, you just got the black and gold fleur-de-lis. So we are done with our first little section of historical reproduction textiles. Now we're going to mix it up. Sorry to the others, Jerusha, it's already gone. Yeah, Lauren looks like Lauren is smart and is watching me both Facebook and YouTube. And her Facebook came up before her YouTube did. And before Jerusha's did. I'm sorry, Jerusha, you missed out on that one. So that is our first section, our first little, I don't know, groupings of fabrics. Now we're going to move on to some of our silks. And we actually do not have a ton of silks available. Okay, hang on. Somebody sent a friend request. I have to take this so that they can actually comment and so that I can, in fact, see their comments. Okay, there we go, guys. I just accepted both your friend requests. Should be able, I might suggest that you refresh your live stream so that you will show up as a friend and I can therefore see you. So, all right. A second, let me grab these. Okay. Lauren says, I did not come here to play. Girl, you clearly did not. I appreciate that. So, okay. Now we're going to move on to our silks. And I want to educate you a little bit on silks in general and then some of the silk options that Sartor currently has. So if you're not familiar, silk comes from the silkworm. And so what they do is when the silkworm puts its cocoon together, in theory, the cocoon is actually wound from one continuous thread or filament of the cocoon's spin. Okay. So in standard, most purest of pure real silk, what they do is they stab the Bombyx mori or whatever silkworm they have inside with a pin to kill it. They then soak apart those cocoons to degum them, and then they hope that the filament of the cocoon will sort of unwind, and then they reel that silk, they put it through another degumming process, and so the finest of fine, the most supple, soft, beautiful silks are reeled silks from one filament, sometimes plied multiple times, but it's usually one long filament, okay? That's how silk works. In North America, especially for Americans, when we think silk, we think of something called Dupioni silk, which is actually one of the least best qualities of silk you can get, although there's nothing wrong with that. I love Dupioni silk. I love the look. I love the feel. It's exciting to me. But if we're just talking about sort of quality of silk so that I can give you a little bit of education about what Sartor offers, we're going to talk about Dupioni. So Dupioni actually is a word that comes from basically two cocoons. When two cocoons are stuck together, they actually have to break the cocoons apart, which means they no longer get the one continuous long filament that they can reel and make the most supple of fabrics. Instead, when you got to kind of cut them apart or get the things out of there, it breaks up that thread, that filament, into many different pieces. Okay. And so what they do is they then spin instead of reel. They spin those silk filaments together to create silk thread. The reason Dupioni looks like it does, and you see those like sort of little slubs or bits of texture that are all over, is because there are multiple shorter hairs. And the analogy that I used last time is if you take a woman's or a man's hair, if they have long hair, and you're braiding it, right? If that person has super healthy hair and it's all one length and it doesn't have a lot of breakage, when you braid the person's hair, you're not going to see a bunch of like hairs sticking out down the length of the braid, right? When you have different lengths of hair and you do a braid, you see them kind of coming out every which way. That is why both on linen, for long staple linen, and we'll talk about that in a second, as well as silk, you see those things. When you see those slubs, that means you're basically seeing the end of the filament, whether cut or the natural end of it. And it's sort of throughout the entirety of the garment. So although I'm not sure that Sartor even sells Dupioni, certainly not at the moment, but that's definitely not what we have. That is the difference between just a regular silk and then a Dupioni silk. Now, a lot of people don't like the idea that you are going to kill an insect to make the fabric. So then you get into what are called piece silks. There is a tussa silk, and then there's also the wild airy silk. So a tussa silk is where they basically feed these larvae and they make them fat. I mean, they fatten up these buggers. So that they make bigger cocoons and they get more silk, right? And then they don't actually kill the tussa. They let the tussa go through the metamorphosis, come out of the cocoon, and then they spin the tussa silk. So much like a dupioni ends up being just like that, the tussa has a break in the entire continuous filament, and so it ends up getting spun instead of reeled, okay? Now, the problem with tussa silk is they feed those silkworms so much that they actually cannot fly. It is cruel. So if you're worried about bug happiness, bug safety, not being cruel to things, tussa silk's not the way to go. Wild airy silk, on the other hand, is literally just that. It is an airy silkworm. It is out in the woods. They bear themselves. They go through their metamorphosis. They fly off. They're happy butterflies elsewhere, and then they collect the cocoons. So wild airy silk is the silk that, for the most part, Sartor uses for their silk fabrics. Okay? Hopefully, I have the hiccups all of a sudden. Excuse me. 1 second, please. Sorry. So hopefully that explanation gives you kind of some sense and some idea of like, okay, how is silk made? How do you get good quality silk? What are the different qualities? Why are different qualities worth more? So if you're looking at a silk, like say a crepe de chine, or not a crepe de chine, a taffeta, a beautifully finely reeled silk, meaning the filament was never broken. You killed the silkworm, and that's okay if that doesn't bother you, but you killed the silkworm, then you're looking at easily $55 to $300 per yard or meter, depending on other factors that go into it. Okay. So the wild airy silks that we have are done in these beautiful weaves. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. So let me try picking a different color. Okay, don't hate me, people. I'm going to show you a color that they are out of stock of. Okay, so you cannot buy this color, but it is hopefully the best way to show you. You see those diamonds? So in order to make sure you don't have weird slubs that become rough to the texture, they incorporate everything. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at those diamonds. Okay. They incorporate that. And so this is incredibly smooth. This is not slubby at all. There is obviously, it is spun and not reeled, but they use the finest of the finest of the finest. And then they get rid of the sort of chunky ends of filaments that would otherwise create a scratchiness. So if you're interested in this sample, this fabric is not for sale. It's gone forever and ever and ever. If you're interested in this silk sample, it is a diamond weave, as I showed you. Wild airy, if you look, there we go. Turn it so you can see that. This sample is $2. It's a good price. It's a really good price. Okay, so $2 for the green. This one is unfortunately, would I recommend it for embroidery? Yeah, I mean, this could be a beautiful pair of cuffs. Oh, Antoinette, she owns that. Did you get it in the green? I don't remember. I'm really kicking myself that last time I did not get the red. Oops, hang on a second. Tons of things. Greens are for silk, diamond weave. Okay, so looks like Tamar, Ingen, and Yurdek. I can never say Welsh names. Don't hate me. You've got the green. Okay, so Tamar's got the green. This one's $2. We've got a couple different colors. I am kicking myself in my own patootie that I did not get this in red. It is fairly thin. Okay. I don't know if you can see me through it, but I can see you through it. But it is, oh, absolutely gorgeous and supple. There's that one. And these are normally, the diamond weaves are normally $27, and they're usually about 42, 43, maybe 41 inches. Then we have it in black. This one is available if you want it in the black silk. Trying to get close so you can see. There, oh, there we go. I was afraid to get too close to you guys, but now I'm not. So that one's $2. Go ahead and put Wild Airy Black your name. Then we have I Got You, Jerusha. Then we have a royal blue. So this is actually, let me put it next to mine so you can see it's a darker blue than what I'm wearing. I would call this a royal blue. This is more of a navy blue. It's listed as dark blue. It shows really bright when I get close so that you can see it. Sorry, I'm getting lots of messages. I'll read back in a second. But I'm just trying to show you the texture. There you go. You can see the diamond. But against me, you can see this I would call a true royal blue, and this is a darker blue. I will read who has dibs on what as soon as I get through all of the Wild Airy diamond. Then we have this. This is a gorgeous taupe color. So it almost is a mix between a gray, a rose, and a light purple. A true taupe, if you would. This is also a diamond weave. I'm going to hold it up close. See that? See that? Oh, it's so pretty. This one's also $2. And I don't think anybody really cares. I don't think it's going to stop anybody from calling dibs on things. But just for your reference, the samples are 6 inches wide by 26 inches long. So let me read back. I know we got one person already got the green. Okay. So that was the green. Then black silk was Jerusha. Then Jerusha also got the royal blue. And then taupe is Tamara as well. And you asked me to check the response times. Please check the response times on the green diamond silk. Okay, I will do so, but let me bear in mind, or please bear in mind, 2 things. I'm doing my best job I can, and also I am seeing concurrent YouTube and Facebook pop up in my broadcast center. So that's really the only thing that I can use to keep this as fair as possible, but I'll double check my broadcast center to make sure I didn't make a mistake. Nope. I did not make a mistake based on what's popping up in my broadcast screen. Tamir at 7:37, right after Antoinette Martel, says green Aries silk diamond weave dibs. So hopefully that is understandable. I'm not trying to mess with anybody. I was trying to be as forthright as possible. I am doing my best to keep everything in one spot. I'm not even looking at my Facebook page. I'm actually looking at a cool broadcast software screen or dashboard where everything is coming through. As in, thank you, not check again. Oh, okay. I thought she was like, you better check ours first. Not that I thought you were being mean or anything, but yeah, okay. So I think all of the diamond weaves in the 4 colors that I just showed you, the green, dark blue, taupe, and black. Let me show you those all together in case you are considering making a purchase and not just interested in it as a sample. Doing my best here using, here, let's do this for a second. I'm using my chest as a board to hold everything up. I need a production assistant. I said that last time, I think. So there you go. Those are the 4 colors that we have left in the diamond weave. The red we are out of. I asked them if they're going to get that back anytime soon. She said maybe, but if they do, it won't be for several months anyways, and I'm really kicking myself in the butt. The green is gone permanently at this point. The others, we have a decent amount of stock in if you are interested in making those orders. Additionally, in the Wild Airy, we do have one other, and this is actually in a herringbone, so let me get close. It's going to blow out. Hang on. You got to stick your tongue out to make things work better. There we go. Trying to get close so that you can see the herringbone. There we go. See that herringbone weave? Okay. Lauren, Airy, Herringbud, Dibs. Got you, Lauren. This one is also $2. Okay, that is it for the Wild Airy Silk. Now, we have 2 in our Shoppa twill. And the Shoppa is basically, pull this up, hang on a second. Sounds like somebody's at my front door. Sorry. Got very distracted for a second. Oh, it's Lothar. Lothar's home from the grocery store. We are live, baby. He is victorious. He just got back from Costco. So you just did the thing you love. He loves to go to Costco. That's like his dream store. And then my dream store is Sartor. So it was kind of like we both got to live our dreams. You gonna come over and say hello? Really quick. Costco. Hi. Okay. There we go. So this is our Shoppa. It is a twill. Let me get close so you can see. It's kind of not focusing so well. Hang on. I don't know if I can get that twill. It's a twill weave, I promise. But this one's only $1 in the royal blue. I've got a Dibs from Nicole Benkert, and Adela says, hello, Lothar. And then I also have the Shoppa twill in the gray and beige. This is not quite a taupe. It's almost like a khaki kind of color. And these 2 are actually only $15 a yard because it doesn't have such a complex weave as the diamond weave. They are both 44 to 45 inches. They're 100% silk. They are a little bit heavier weight and thickness, but not by much than the diamond twill. Yep, Jerush just asked it. Is it thicker? Yeah, teeny tiny bit, but not much. So Nicole has dibs on the blue, and Amanda has dibs on the gray beige. So there are those. Now we're into our last bit of silk. And if you give me 1 second, I need to load something up. Oh, I'm looking at Sartor screen really quick. It looks like they do have some dupioni. We just don't have any dupioni at the moment for sale through me. And then for reference, it looks like Sartor's dupioni runs about $32 a meter in the US and Canada. Okay, so this one is not listed in the available fabrics. And let me show you. However, if you're really interested in this crimson noir, hit me up because I don't know if you can see, it's so bright. I have that many meters left, 15.9. So it's not listed because it's such a low quantity. We didn't want to list it up and have a bunch of people be very upset that it was suddenly not available because that's usually only 1 or 2 orders. But if you're super interested in getting the red wall, let me know. What are those? Those are some, look at these things. We're supposed to be going on a diet on Saturday.
Which means we have to finish these before Saturday. I'm good with that. Love you.
That is so big. Okay, we got dibs. Diane, you got dibs on the red. So this is Silk Noir in the crimson. Not available in the online album, but if you're super interested in this and ordering meterage, hit me up, send me a message. This is $20 a meter and it is 42 inches wide. This one is a little bit more expensive. It is 25 inches wide, excuse me, $25 because it is 54 inches wide. And this is like a gray green. It's a really interesting color. In certain lights, it almost looks like a sea foam, like a light sea foam green, but not quite so, like it's not like the minty sea foam greens. Yeah, so everybody's calling dibs on the pastries. Sorry, guys, it doesn't work that way. Plus, by the time they get to you, they'll be no good. So, okay. Red, nom nom nom, pastry, better. Silk Noir dibs. Looks like Amanda Brizendine. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. You got the dibs on that one. The next one is a beige color. And I would actually call this a light tan and not quite a beige. You can see that. And then just for reference, I'm going to put this next to the sea foam. And away from the sea foam. And then also for reference, I'm going to put this next to the Shapa Twill, which is considered a gray beige. So the Noir, this one is 45 inches, so it's back down to the $20. Beige silk dibs looks like Jerusha. Adela, I know where you live. Adela, come here. If you come here, I will feed you pastries. I miss you, honey. Yes, Melisande, hit me up later and we will figure out the 2 meters of the red silk wall for you. And then this one is black. Ooh, it almost looks dark blue in this with that light. There we go. Black. Solid black, I promise. But just to show you again the texture. So the texture of a Noir, if you're not familiar, it is, I don't want to say flannel because that makes it sound too gross. But it's definitely a more textured feel. And again, these samples are about 6-7 inches tall or wide by about 26 inches tall. Diane, silk sample, dibs black, I got you. And then I have 2 other silks. I have to be honest, and this is what I was trying to pull up. I have something that I meant to look up before we got on. And I forgot. So I'm going to confess because I don't want to talk out my ASS. So this is something called a matka. According to their website, it is a rare find among silk fabrics. It is usually hand woven and its yarns are obtained by spinning from the waste of the mulberry silk. Now, this one is not available on the albums because we only currently have 18.4 meters in stock. Buying this, it's almost like if silk and canvas had a baby. I don't know if you can see that texture. So Nicole Bankert is dibs on the matka. And just like the red or crimson Noir, if you're super excited about the possibility of owning this, talk to me. There are no guarantees because what happens, the way this works is Sartor he's eating one of those pastries right next to me. That is so unfair. So what happens is Sartor is continuously processing orders online while I'm also selling things. And so there's daily communication, sometimes hourly communication about how much we have left. So that's why some of these things we just don't even put in our albums to make for sale because by the time it gets up there, it could be gone. But both that crimson silk noir and that matka in the natural color, we have a very small amount available. And so there's a possibility if you're super interested in getting lots of meterage of that, we can hook you up. So my thing is going to flood again can I try a bite? Oh God, on my cheek.
Love you all. Bye-bye. I'll leave you to it.
All right, baby. So that explains that. And the last silk that I have, finish eating, Aveline, is actually a silk cotton blend. It is in a twill weave. They call it their silk blend surge, and it's an ivory. He's mean, I agree. Except he did share. This one is $20 for 44 inches, and the sample is $1. So all of the Wild Airy silk samples were $2, and all the rest of the silk samples are only $1 each. Tamara, you say want. I don't know what that means. You got to be specific. Diane, Trip, Brazel, dibs on the silk cotton twill. Okay. All right. We are done with the plain silks, plain colored silks, I guess I should say. So give me a second. Let me move this out of the way. Did I sell this one, the Wild Airy Silk and Cream twill? I don't remember. So in case I didn't, sound off again, but I will double check the video. This is 53 inches, $27. It is a twill, not a diamond weave. I think I did, but just in case I didn't. All right. Twill dibs if it didn't already get solved. Gotcha, Jerusha. Okay, Tamara, you were going for the pastry good because I was hoping I wasn't messing that up. Okay. We're done with plain silks. Now we are on to linens. And when I say that I'm excited about the linens, I am really excited about the linens. I told Marcella when I was talking to her back in March that if there was any complaint at all that I had about Sartor at all, is that they didn't have enough of a selection in the fine and especially in the medium weight linens. And they delivered. They really delivered. There are lots of beautiful colors. So before we get into the linens, I want to talk a little bit both about the quality of the linen as well as the weights so that there's no confusion, because they use some different terminology over in Europe, at least through Sartor, than we often do here in America. So remember when I was talking about the different length of hairs or fibers, if you were to take a person's long hair and braid it, right? So if you have traditional linen from, say, Joann's, fabricstore.com, Denver Fabrics, a lot of the like online commercial stores. And don't get me wrong, I order from all of them, right? I'm not saying that they're garbage, but they're not as good as Sartor. And here's why. All of those linens are short hairs, right? They're hairs that are, I guess, fibers that are varying lengths. And so when people put on linen for the first time, especially if it hasn't been washed, you know how people go, oh, it's itchy and scratchy. I don't like linen. And they say, well, don't worry, it gets better when you wash it a bunch. So linen, the linen that you traditionally get at most commercial outlets is a shorter length. All of Sartor's linen is long staple, which in and of itself makes it the top of the line quality linen that you could possibly get. Not to mention that all of their linen, I think with one exception, and that one exception I think is one that we're basically out of. Hang on a second. I got a couple more friend requests, so I need to get those in. Okay. I'm double checking. Yeah, there are two linens here that I have that are $10 a meter. I'll tell you when I get there. The rest of them are all $9 a meter. Okay. And one is actually a little bit less because it has a defect, so they give a small discount. So they're $9 a meter, which is such a good price. I think that Joann's sells their linen for like $21.99, and that's 100% linen. Now, granted, at Joann's, you always assume you're going to get like a 40% off coupon, but you're still paying between $11 and $13 at Joann's. At Fabric Store, if you're lucky, you can get a linen that is like maybe 10. I've occasionally seen it $9 and some change, like $9.80, $9.60. But those are regular linens. Those aren't even long staple linens. So their long staple linens are incredible. And most of the linens that they sell are between, I think, let me double check. Yeah, looking at their linens, almost all their linens are in the 55-inch range. There's a couple that are 50 inches. So comparable width, much better quality. Okay. So, hang on. Love the linens. Yes, it's a great price. So the first stack of linens that I'm going to show you are all of our fine linens. Now, when they call them fine, we tend to call them lightweight. And so Marcella and I recently had a long conversation about what is the best way to market these things to an American and Canadian audience so that we kind of are saying the same thing and the expectations are managed. So I took their grams per square meters and converted it to ounces. Then I compared it with what we tend to call medium weight, heavyweight, and lightweight here in the States. I think I used some of the, some from Fabric Store measurements and comparisons from Fabric Store, and then not Denver Fabrics, but one of the other fabrics. So yeah, Ray, you're right. Joann Fabrics is $21 a meter for a yard, not even a meter, a yard for short staple fabrics. Yeah, it's you cannot find a better price linen, especially for this quality. Can't do it. If you can, tell me. We're having a different conversation then. So here are the samples. The cool thing, this is the exciting thing. So if you watched the last one of these live shows, all of our linen samples were this size. They were that 6 or 7 inches wide by about 26 inches or so. I don't know if I can show you the whole thing. There we go. So this one is $1. This sample, $1. Okay. This is their fine linen light ivory. Normally it is $9 a meter, and the width for this one is 43 inches. That is a little bit shorter than, I don't know if that's right. Let me look at that. Hang on. 489. Oh, yeah. This is the only one that's that light. So they're getting, I think they're basically trying to sell out of this and move on to this one, move on to other ones. So white fine linen dibs. You got it, Tamara. So this is, for most of the linen samples I have, not the size that I have. Instead, the size that I have is at least a meter or right around in almost every instance. So the rest of these, and I'm going to show you them folded up. I'm probably not going to unfold most of them. Okay. The rest of these big old linens are $6 for the samples. And the way that they calculate the sample price is they basically take the exact surface area that they've given of you divided by the overall price per meter, and then they take off another 30% because it is a remnant or a sample. So you're basically getting 1 meter that's normally $9 for $6. So blue fine linen dibs to Diane, got you. This is, okay, so I would actually describe this as either a woad blue or like a French colonial blue, if you know that color. It's definitely not a royal blue, and I don't want to get too close because it makes that color way too dark, but it's not a navy either. So it's quite beautiful. Let me show you next to the white so you can see it. Maybe that'll also help. Okay. So yeah, I call this like a French colonial blue. Now, just for reference, so you all can see this. In this instance, this one's only about, no, maybe about that's not a meter. I don't know. It's a lot. Okay. So you're getting anywhere between a half meter and a meter for a ridiculous price. Okay. I wondered about the things. Antoinette, she says her dog did that. No problem. Okay, I'm not unfolding all of these. So assume that you're going to get between 1/2 meter and a full meter. And that is the French colonial blue, which they just describe as blue. I would describe this as a light to medium weight. It sort of borders in that range. And this one's 52 inches wide. I don't know if you can see me through. So it's just almost a little bit sheer. Next, they call it pink, but I would call this more like a fuchsia. It's kind of a purpley pink. This one is 54 inches wide, $9 a meter. This is in the fine category. Set that one aside because it's unique. This one is a pure white as opposed to the ivory, and I'll put them side by side for comparison. Again, I got to kind of lean back because I don't want to blow. Benjamin said, you said you calculated the ounces. What is it? Okay, let me look up for you, Benjamin. Which one? Is a lot. I just showed you a lot. All right, hang on. Ooh. This is where my nose is going to start tickling, and I'm going to start itching my nose a lot because I'm allergic to linen. If you can believe that, even though I have to use it all the time. Okay, so the fine linen in pink, and I'm not going to do this for every single one, but just to give you guys an idea. $5.59. Okay, so normally this is 113 grams per square meter, which falls into the range. Where did I put those ranges? So a 3 ounces is 85 grams. 5.3 ounce, which is what fabricstore.com calls their medium weight, is 150 grams. So this is in like the 4 ounce range. Does that make sense? So we're calling it a light. 3 to 4 ounces light, 5 to 6 is medium, 7 on up is heavy. Does that make sense? And hopefully answer your question, Benjamin, and anybody else interested. I don't know that I have the grams posted anywhere, but they are on the website. So if you're super interested and it's very important to you, either shoot me a message and I'll be happy to research that answer for you. Or if you go to sartor.cz and you enter in the full SKU number, you have to enter it with the dashes. So usually it's 3 numbers, dash 2 numbers, dash 4 numbers. If you enter it in, it'll pop up and it'll tell you the exact grams per square meter. Hopefully that answers that. Okay, good. That answered that for you. Okay, so sorry. The white fine linen dibs went to Tamer. Pink linen dibs went to Lauren. And the blue looks like Diane. Okay, so hopefully we're all caught up now. And they started this shit. So there's the ivory. Sorry, I called it white earlier, but I will be able to keep track of this. This is considered a pure white. And this is the ivory. Do you see that difference? There's definitely a difference between those two. So if you want sheer, probably optically enhanced white, you want the pure whites. And that one is also 50, that one's 57 inches. This is like, I would call this veil weight. It is real thin. So I've got the dibs already on the ivory. If you want the dibs on the pure white, go ahead and sound off. Then we have it in the natural color, and this one's 58 inches wide. Then we have it in this lime green color, and that one's 56 inches wide. Gets better. Then they have it in a dark olive. Ooh, that looks a little darker than in person. So this is showing more. This is darker on the screen than it is in person. In person, it is more like, let me see if I can get close to approximate the color. It's got more of a green tinge. I don't know. Let me try back. Let me try compared. No, that makes it look darker. Let's try the white. There we go. See how that's looking a little more greeny? That's what it looks more like in real life. At least on my colors calibration screen. So there's that. So we had the lime green. Now we have a grass green. And I'll show you those side by side. This is the grass green. This is the lime green. And of course a black. And I'll read your dibs in a second, people. And then finally we have this one. This one does have a defect. It is considered a blue-green. The defect gives it a 10% off, so it's $8.10 per meter. It is 52 inches wide, but let me show you. The defect is primarily along the selvage. There's this color variation. It is occasionally a little bit in from the selvage, but not much. So let me look at all the dibs, and then I'm going to hold them all up next to each other. Oh my goodness, all the dibs coming in. Okay. Got the pink. Is there a production limit on their linen? Constanza, I don't understand that question. What do you mean? Okay, Adela, you said you wanted dibs on the green. The first green I showed was... I don't know. I'm not going to try and figure it out. You guys got to put the full names. So, all right, dibs on the natural linen for Amanda. Dibs on that first green for Adela. Then Helen has dibs on the darker like army green. Dibs on the grass green for Adela. Looks like dibs for black for Diane. Tamara gets the dibs on the blue green. Do they limit how much of the linen they make at the time, like brocades? So I don't know if limit is the right answer. They only order a certain quantity, which is usually never more than about 250 meters, and often, unless it's like a super popular, like white and black, they're gonna get 250 at a time, right? If it's lime green and they're not sure how the lime green is gonna go, they're probably gonna only get 100 to 125. And if it takes a long time for them to sell this, then they're not gonna order it again. So that hopefully answers your question. I want to show the three greens side by side. These are all, remember, fine. So we've got the lime green, the grass green, and the, what do they call this? Dark olive green right here. Okay. I'm gonna move this. I'm mirrored, so I keep forgetting which way I need to go. So there's that. And then just for reference, let me show you the blue green. The blue green is next to the lime green. Okay, Constanza says that answers your question. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Okay. So we've got all that. We've got the white. We've done that. We got the black. Now I'm going to show you three more fine linens, and that will actually round out all of the fine linens that we have. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, four more. These are shot linens. It's good. It's good. Awesome. That's awesome because they're hard to find, especially in fine, and they are stunningly beautiful. These are all same price, $9. All of them are going to be in the 52 to 56. Actually, the shot linens are 55 and 56 inch. So they're a little wider than the rest of them. And I have them in three colors. You can only call dibs on one color at a time, to be fair, okay? So the first one is in a light pink and white. I'm going to hold it back here so you can see. Almost looks very textured. As soon as I get up close, it's going to blur it out. But let's see. Let me do this. Move the, you see that? Oh, so pretty. It's a baby pink. Sexy, I agree. So that should be $6 for the sample, otherwise $9 a meter. Then aqua, you see that? Oh, it's so pretty. And that one is 56 inches wide. Show you the back. Almost like a thatchy kind of color. So pretty. And then the last of the fine shot linens is blue. Aqua fine linen dibs. I got you, Tamara. This is blue. It almost looks kind of purpley from there, but it's definitely like a denim blue jean color. So pretty. Dibs on the shot linen in blue for Adela. So the blue and the aqua are gone. The only one I have left at this point is the pink. Okay. So this is the last of the fine linens that I have available. And it is a very unique, nearly impossible to find. So the fact that they only have it listed also at $9 is kind of shocking to me. Josie, you got your dibs on the pink. Josie Dykstra. So this is something called open work linen. Okay. So I'm going to show you, move this a little bit more. It looks just like stripes to you, right? But those aren't actually stripes. It's actually open weave. So as they're weaving, yeah, Constanza, I don't blame you. You've got the dibs on the open work. I actually bought this sample last time. It was much smaller. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my God. This is very difficult to weave. Very exciting. And especially if you teach, which is why I bought mine, unfold it so the light, that's a fair request. Or Tatim says, unfold it and I will do so. You see that? There's literally little open spaces. It is phenomenal. They were running out of it the last time. Let me see how much they have left now. Let's see. 564. Oh, that's why. So it was so popular, especially at this ridiculous price, that they ordered another 300 meters. So there's plenty to go around, but I will tell you what, this is very difficult to find. In period, this would have been some of the most highly coveted type of linen because of the difficulty. It's beautiful for like kirtles and chemises and under tunics to peek out. Oh my God, there's so many folds. I'm gonna get buried. There we go. Perfect for a Spaniard, says Constanza. I believe you are correct. Website says 299 meters. Yep, that's the number I have. We try to keep updated. Like I said, we try to communicate every day, but sometimes things sell while we are online. So, okay, I'm gonna fold this up later. But Constanza, this sample for $6 is yours. Would be gorgeous for a veil. So, okay, I'm going to go put the fine linen elsewhere, and then we're going to do a round of brocades. I'm back. Did you miss me? Woo, my hair's funky. Pirahans and Gomlix, yep. Yeah. Oh, what is going on with my hair? Somebody should have told me something. Okay, now we're going to talk about brocades. It will be a cofina y tranzado. Ooh, I want to see pictures of that. So the brocades that Sartor carries used to be 100% polyester almost exclusively. They're starting to move towards like a 50% polyester, 50% rayon, or a 70% polyester, 30% rayon. If it's terribly important to you what the actual fiber contents of these are, let me know and I'll be more specific about it. However, assume it's a 50-50 or a 70-30 polyester rayon split of some sort. I'm not going to go over it every single time. All of their brocades, with one or two exceptions, are 28 or 29 inches wide and are all $15 per meter. They have several types of designs or motifs that are very popular, like their brocade of the Duke, brocade ornaments, brocade Ming, brocade Fiorella. And so some of these, there are multiple colors of the same design. And so we're going to kind of go over all those together. So if you like a particular design, you can know what the color options are. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, people are messaging me. That's totally cool. I will respond to you later. I promise. And I will do them all in time-stamped order late tonight and through tomorrow. So my personal favorite brocade design is one that they call the brocade of the Duke. Okay. Brocade of the Duke. So let me show you. You see that? So all of them are going to have this same design motif, but there's going to be various colors. And this one, I think we have more than a dozen colors. This one is wine red and white, but it actually almost looks like a silver, both in person as well as on the screen. Oh, and how much would these samples be, you ask? That's a good question. I think they're $3, but I really shouldn't guess. I should look it up. Yes. $3. $3 sample. I see llamas. Amanda, brocade of the Duke, wine red dibs. Got you. You've got this one. Okay. Then this is white on white. So I'm going to hold it back here so you can see. If I get too close, it'll get blown out. So pretty. Oh my God. I want all of these. So I don't want to sound like a spoiled brat, but let me tell you how selfless I am. Do you know how hard it is to have all these in your house and be like, I'm not going to claim dibs on all of these samples? I only have ever done that once, and that was on a fabric that I was going to order many meters of, and instead I gave it to a client, selfless as I am, and I said, forget you guys, I'm calling dibs on this one sample. So it is very hard not to call dibs on these samples. This is dark turquoise. Dibs on the white one for Kara Waters. Amanda, you said blue dibs. I'm going to give this to you. I'm assuming you mean this dark turquoise. Unless you don't want it because it's turquoise and you're hoping for blue, which there is, we'll give it to Helen Stopper. You can let me know. Next color. This one we didn't have last time. This is light blue and white. It's like a baby powder blue. Let's see if I can get close. You see that? Okay, so Amanda, that turquoise one is yours, the dark turquoise. This is baby powder and white. Make sure you guys use the colors because we're about to go through a dozen of these. So that way I know which ones you guys want dibs on. Next is brocade of the Duke. Okay, blue and white goes to Nicole Bankert. Yes, Kara, I got your dibs on the wine. So Nicole got the blue and white. Now everything's been dibs so far. Now we have this. Ooh, that got really light. It's actually really bright yellow. There, no. Let me show you let me turn this so you can see this. That is how called, that is that bright. It's probably even brighter than that. Bright canary, daffodil, yellow. Yeah, as soon as it gets into the light, it starts lightening. So I can go back. There we go. There we go. That's the color. Victoria Wood, dibs on the brocade yellow. Next, you guys are gonna love this one. Violet. Violet, you're turning violet. Violet. You see that? Certain lights, it's kind of got a bluish tinge. So pretty. And it's actually probably a little more of a reddish violet than you're seeing on the screen. I'm not gonna hold all these above my head, but you guys can get the picture. Kara, dibs on the Duke Violet, you got it. And if you missed the violet, you got this one, which is a light lilac and white. Again, it almost looks like a silver color. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. So the violet is gone, but if you want this one, call it the lilac. Lilac and white. It's itching my nose. So this one is an interesting color. Hopefully it'll show up right here. This is, no, it's not showing up right. Hang on. So lilac dibs goes to Lauren Coffee. This one is powder pink. Let me move this. So it's kind of like a rosy pink. Amanda says dibs on the brocade of Duke golden tan peach. I'm assuming you need the powder pink. There you go. I don't want to hold these all above my head, but there you go. Next, this one's super schmexy. Green and white. I think it should be. I mean, you can kind of orient it any way you want. I like that way the best. So, green and white. I don't see any dibses for it yet. Next one is brown. Much like that Spanish Renaissance, it almost looks kind of purpley in certain lights, but definitely it is an authentic brown on brown. Remember, all these samples are $3. They're great for cuffs, they're great for collars, they're great for buttons, they're great for purses, pouches, hats. Okay. Sorry. Candy Fling got the dark brown. Lauren says the green almost looks like smiley tiki faces. I agree. The brown is gone. The only one that's left at this point is the green. Next one is white and yellow. Oh my God. Oh, look at that. Wedding dress. Right? You imagine that as like an Antari. Oh. That's the yellow and white. You guys see why this is my favorite brocade? Although there are, I think, 2 or 3 new ones that I'm like, not Duke of the Brocade, Brocade of the Duke, but something else that are not that design that I'm like, ooh, these might be my new favorites. Okay. Diane gets dibs on the white and yellow. And then this is the last one. This is not available anymore. Wait, which one is not available? One of them's not available anymore. Let me check. I could be wrong. Oh, no, this one is available. Nice. So this is red and gold. Okay, dibs on the red for Amanda. Okay, so if I am not mistaken, and of course I will review, it almost looks like white, but it is gold. Let me get close. Oh, there you go. If I review and find out that I missed something, I will let you know. But it looks like the only one I have left that has not been dibs is the green, and I'll show you that one more time. There you go. Green. Let me know if you want the green. Everything else is claimed. That is the brocade of the Duke. There are more colors available than what I just showed you, but those are the colors available that I can offer to you. Okay. Okay, so Benjamin says, I stepped away. Are these silks? No, these are polyester rayon blends, and they are, oh, I forgot to tell you. So the brocades are not necessarily exact reproductions of things that were in period, but they're usually period inspired. So they're not documentable, but still look really good. And then it looks like Diane got the brocade of the green. Tamara says Nancy did up there. If I'm wrong, Diane, Nancy will get it. If not, you get it, Diane. So, okay. Next group. This one is also very, very popular. It's called the Brocade of the Ornaments. And this first one that I'm going to show you is, I think, gone or very low. Yeah, like about 20 meters left. So if you really want this one, it's another one kind of like the others, this red silk wall. If you really want this, contact me. We may be able to get it for you, but no guarantees. This is red and gold. The sample is $3. All the historical brocade or all the brocades are going to be $3, except for I think 2 or 3 of them, which I'll tell you when I get there. So this is the brocade of the ornament design. So that's this sort of motif is what you're going to see all over the next several. And this is in red and gold. So Victoria Wood dibs on the brocade ornaments red. Gotcha. Next, this one is available, but it does have a defect. It has a very, very minor staining that is almost virtually impossible to see. And let me take a step back. And this is one of the reasons why I love Sartor, but I want to give you this information and education. They are extremely picky about quality of fabric. So if something does not meet their very exacting standards, they consider it a defect. And then they negotiate whatever that means for them with the vendor in terms of whether or not they will take it. And then they will offer defects usually at about a 10%, because usually if it's that bad, they just send it back. If it's like, yeah, we'll let our clients know, they offer about a 10% discount. In this case, the defect is so minor that it's really only, I think, a 5% discount. And it's for a very minor staining. But keep in mind, when we say staining, we mean like the dye lot didn't quite uniformly dye the fabric. So instead of being $15 a meter, this is currently $14.25 a meter. And this is the ivory. I'm not sure that you can even detect the defect here. Weird leg. I saw someone comment before you even showed it up in the video. Sorry, Tamara. Well, there's 2 red and golds. There was a red and gold at the end of the Duke of the Brocade, and then a red and gold at the beginning of the brocade ornament. So that might be what you're seeing. Okay, Diane, I see your dibs on the, you said white, but it's ivory. I'm saying that out loud so that when I go back and rewatch this video to see who gets what, that I remember what. Okay, so actually this, let's be very clear. This sample is $3. This one has minor defects in it, which I can't even see in this. Since this one was defective and because they're starting to get low, they went ahead and they commissioned a new brocade ornaments in ivory as well. However, this one is 50% silk, 50% rayon, and it is 30 inches wide. So it is not the normal $15 a meter. It is $25 a meter. And this one sample is $5, not $3 like the rest. So this is the brocade ornaments with silk. Put that in your comments in ivory. And then you really won't see much of a difference, but let me just show you them both side by side. Sorry. That one looks finer quality in my opinion. So somebody already claimed the first ivory. The second ivory with silk also goes to Amanda. Next, brocade of the ornaments, black and red. Lothar says, ooh, I agree. This one is very compelling. I could see making a lot of LARP costumes with this too. It's really kind of cool. That's the red and black. And then this is red on red, or they call it crimson. Amanda, you've got the red and black. Now we're on red on red on red. Next, we have two colors. I'm going to show you one first and then the other, and then I'm going to show you side by side. The next is orange, and this is like a bright pumpkin orange. It is gorgeous. Could you imagine this with some turquoise? Okay, so Victoria Wood, Dibs Brocade Ornaments Red. You got that. Now we're on orange. And then we also have salmon. So pretty. Helen, you've got the dibs on the orange. That's fine. Let me show you these two colors next to each other. Gotta remember it's a mirror. So that's salmon, orange. This one is going to knock your socks off. Salmon for Victoria Wood. Gotta type up the whole names, please. This one is gold, and it's actually more gold than it's showing, so hang on. There we go. It's more yellowy. This is really not the most convenient way to do a show, but I want to make sure you guys are seeing the right color. Amanda dibs on the yellow gold. Okay, that one's yours. $3. Next is a cream color. Also wedding. So pretty. Next is beige. And I'm actually going to show you this next to the cream. Dibs cream Amanda. And then, so you can see these next to each other. So that is the cream, that is the beige. So the beige has already been claimed, or the cream, excuse me, has already been claimed. Now we're just looking for a claimant for the beige. Next, these colors are cool. I'm going to show you 3 colors in a row. So give me a second. You can only claim one at a time. You got to type these one at a time, or else there's going to be like some kind of kerfuffle, and we're not looking for kerfuffles. Amanda, you got your ornaments beige. So these colors are going to be on this side, aqua, teal, blue, green. Aqua, teal, blue, green. Okay, Amanda got the teal. There is no turquoise, so I don't know what you're talking about. Diane got the blue-green. Oh my god. Oh my god, so many comments. Hang on, let me scroll up. So aqua, teal, and blue-green. Let me read. Hey, babe, we can hear that in there. Can you turn this down, please? We're both deaf, so I don't know if they heard me. Okay. Let me scroll up. Sorry. That's one of the cool features. I can put your terribly inappropriate comments up here if they were inappropriate. So let's see. We got the cream. Okay, so teal went to Amanda. Blue-green went to Diane. Aqua is the only one that has not been claimed yet, and that was the lightest color one. That was this one. All right. Next, royal blue. That is pretty close to what I'm wearing. This one's so pretty. Okay, Diane, I see your dibs on aqua. Now I'm going to show you the next two together. Again, you can only type in one at a time, so pick which one's more important for you to vie for. We have lilac and violet. Candy Fling, I got your dibs on blue. So violet, lilac. Can you guys still hear Lothar's phone? It seems really loud in here. You tell me if you can hear it. Dibs on lilac for Julianne. And we just have the violet left in that. Dibs on violet for Helen. We got two left. We've got a brown on brown, or what's called dark brown, and we got black. Again, like the other browns and certain lights. Oh, that's very brown. There you go. Brocade ornaments brown, dark brown, and brocade's ornament black. Diane, you've got the dibs on the black. Only one left is the brown. Okay, good. You cannot hear it. Good. Victoria Wood, dibs on ornament brown. Okay, all of the brocade ornaments are gone. I'm going to show you three colors of one more motif, and then we're going to move back to historical reproductions. And this is where it starts getting. All right. This one is called the Brocade Fiorella, Fiorella. Let me show you that motif. This is actually in like a gray and white, but it looks very silvery. Also $15 a meter, 29 inches wide. So we have that in the gray. Then we have it in a cream color. Cream on cream. Fiorella gray dibs goes to Diane. Oh, Tamra. Oh God, the historical one's time to pay attention again. This is where it gets real. Yeah. The gray's already taken. Now we're looking at cream. And then the last color we have in the Fiorella is orange and white. And I really like this one. The orange is more orange. There we go. It's more like that. I don't know what I'm going to make out of this, but I am making something out of this once. Yes, poly rayon blends. Helen, I've got your Fiorella cream, and Amanda, I've got your Fiorella orange. Okay. Those are all gone. All spoken for. Okay, guys. So the first set, or I guess the second set, because I've shown you some historical reproductions. All of these historical reproductions are going to be ones, if you watched the last show, you have seen already. And two of these 4 are in low quantity. In fact, one I should technically take off of the album, but I'm gonna leave up because I think I've got a couple people that are interested. But again, there's no guarantee. Somebody asked me if I want yardage, do I order from you or from the Sartor site? I apologize if I didn't make this clear. So I can process all of your orders if you live in the US or Canada. Through me, you get this special pricing, you get the free shipping offer, you don't have to pay any taxes, either VAT taxes or stateside taxes. And you are also getting the opportunity to get things at a lower price in most cases than is available on the website, usually by a few cents at least, if not by a couple of dollars. Additionally, not this round of historic reproductions, but the last 2 rounds, because I've got 4 total like rounds of divvying this up. You are going to get to see, I think, 8 or 9 fabrics that you can't even buy right now. Not even available on their website. They did have some pre-orders for a couple of them, but not for all of them. Additionally, let me pull up a picture. Hang on a second. I got to see how to do this. While I'm trying to figure this out, I'm going to show you another. You guys see that? Okay. This is the diamond weave lightweight wool that Sartor is also looking at getting. This is different than the wools that were available or for survey early on. So while I'm pulling up these 2 pictures, go ahead and start sounding off on the 3 colors of the diamond weave that you would be interested in. Go ahead and flood my feed while I pull up 2 pictures for you guys. Ooh, your nose tickles. Okay, this one. And then, cool, keep those answers coming in. Okay, I've got a question here. Do you have a website or link to the fabrics available for us to see through you? Sorry if this was asked. This is actually on my own personal Facebook page, so I'm going to type that in right here. Actually, I'm going to type in the individual. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type 4 links. Each of the links is for a different type of fabric. So this is for historical reproduction. The first one is for historical reproduction fabrics. I accidentally hit enter. I shouldn't have done that. Then next is minimum amount to order is 1/5 of a meter or 20 centimeters. That could be all you order. You could order 20 centimeters of anything you want, but that is the minimum. There is no minimum dollar amount. The minimum dollar amount to get free shipping is $200 if you're in the US or $300 if you're in Canada. Then, so at the end of this, you can send me a message either by Facebook or to my email. My Facebook is Aveline Desharesbook. If you're already there, you can link me. If you're coming in via YouTube, then just send me an email. It'd be easier at harpyandhag, all one word, @gmail.com. Okay, that's, and then okay. So I just put all the links in there. They're also available, Adela, on my Facebook page. If you go back, I'm kind of reposting them just about every single day. So, all right. Let me go ahead and take that off. It's just me now. So there are two fabrics that I can offer to you for sale. It's essentially a pre-order, but I do not have the samples. So I apologize. Neither one of these can you see, feel, touch, smell, whatever, virtually online. And not only that, we don't even have a picture of the actual fabric itself. The only thing we do have is a Photoshop rendering of what the fabric should look like once woven. I'm going to show you those two fabrics. The first one is this. And let me give you a little bit of information about it. I know this is our Cranach cloth of gold. It is in gold and red. So the yellow in this picture is the gold, and then the black or dark colors that you're seeing is actually going to be in red. As I mentioned, it's a digital representation. This is not the actual fabric. It is a reproduction of a historical fabric from the 16th century Italy and a genuine silk with gold thread. The metallic gold is the dominant color, and then the pattern itself is in the red. We have undertaken, this is from Sartor, we have undertaken a painstaking study of the individual examples of cloth of gold in the works of the Renaissance painter, Lucas Cranach the Elder. The result is a unique reconstruction that combines recurring elements of the textiles depicted into a harmonious whole. The dominant floral motifs of this foliage and flowers bears a stylization typical for the 16th century. So source material is from Lucas Cranach the Elder, including his portrait of a Saxon noblewoman as Mary Magdalene at the Wallraf-Richartz Museum in Cologne, Germany, as well as his portrait of Duchess Catherine of Mecklenburg, which is part of the Dresden State Art Collection. Cloths of gold, of course, were a medieval luxury, which were containing a large amount of metallic thread. This one is going to be in a jacquard weave, which uses lurex threads, not actual gold threads, because sometimes Sartor does use actual gold. In this case, it's lurex. And it is going to be sturdy and heavy. It's going to be breathable, but it is going to be kind of stiff because of the lurex. So it is a silk lurex blend. It is $68 per meter, but it is a whopping 55 inches wide, which is really, really awesome and hard to find. Yes. So Tamara says, I already asked to order a yard of that. Yep. I'm still sad I didn't order the first cloth of gold a couple years ago. I know, it was so pretty. So pretty. So sorry, I can't offer this for sale as a sample, but you can in fact order it. I will tell you, however, this is on pre-order, meaning that it has basically been ordered from the place that is making it, but they've already begun selling it. And at this very moment, I have less than 30 meters left. So remember those numbers I told you? They usually order in like 100, 125, 150 meters. That's how fast this is going. I have 30 meters left. So if you want this, you need to send me a message ASAP and we will get you processed. There is no guarantee. I will process everybody in order of the time that they send their messages to me. But yeah, that one is going fast. Now, the other one that I do not have a sample of, and these are the only two, is this one. And this is actually a Byzantine one. Let me give you a little bit of information about it. Un momento, por favor. Okay, remember, this is just a digital representation of what it should look like. It's actually the black or dark color here is going to be like a midnight blue. And then the rest is like an inky blue. The rest is going to be in a golden yellow. So the geometric pattern that you see on this is a reproduction dominated of an 8-point stars with oval medallions containing, in alternating rows, birds, which is possibly the great bustard typical to Central Asia, and then leafy stylized trees. The area between the rosettes is filled with simple geometric hatching to form the petals of a flower. The early medieval austerity of the design is softened by little details like the delicate heart-shaped leaves at the corner of the rosette and the fine detailing of the individual figures in the medallions. The original fragment upon which this reproduction is based was found near Mosheva Balka burial in the Northwest Caucasus, where it was definitely from international trade. That was like the heart of the Silk Route. The fragment is currently held in the State Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia. This is 100% silk. It will be 55 inches wide, and it is $72 per meter. It is dated to 8th century Byzantine. So again, I apologize. I don't have these available. Yeah. Yep, people are talking about the prices. So the Cranach, I think, was $68 per meter, and the Byzantine is, what did I say, 68? It should be 72. If I said that backwards, I apologize. So the Cranach is $68 a meter, 55 inches. The Samite with Byzantine medallions in midnight blue is $72 per meter, 55 inches, but it is 100% silk, and it's dated to the 8th century. Yes, what Tamara was talking about is the Cranach cloth of gold, not the Byzantine medallion ones. Okay, so those are the only two that I unfortunately cannot offer to you for sale. Let me hide that, get rid of that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Let's keep this simple. Okay, and I've got 4 more historical reproduction textiles. You did see these in the last show, should you have been here. The first one is very, very low on quantity. It is the Japanese brocade with hunters, lions, and the tree of life. This one is dated to the 7th century. I have less than 30 meters of it left. Malachi, if you're watching, this is the sample you got that I still gotta meet up with you and deliver. We need to get a drink when we can. Let me see how much this sample is. This sample is $6? That's it? That is so good. Kind of ridiculous. Let me see how big these samples are because they're all about the same. "13 inches by 26 or 27 inches. So, oh my gosh, I clicked the wrong button. Hopefully I didn't hang up on you guys. Okay. What fiber? Sorry, I need to scroll up. Sorry, guys. This one is 50% silk and then 50% rayon, but the rayon is mostly rayon covered in lurex. I think somebody sort of answered that for me. So, I'm getting the vapors over here. How much is it a meter? This one is $29 a meter. It is 29 inches wide. Fiber, I answered. It looks like Lauren, you were talking about dibs on this one? If I'm understanding correctly, Lauren was dibsing this one. If not, then the dibs goes to Julianne Schmunk, but I think Lauren Coffey already called this one. So $29, 29 inches wide. We have less than 30 meters left. And let me tell you about this one. It's kind of interesting. So it's called the Japanese, but it was actually made by China. It was found in a Japanese grave, though. So this textile illustrates how well the fabrics traveled. It was found in the Horyuji Temple in Japan. However, it was made by Chinese, and it followed some Persian motifs. So this has got a typical Sasanian type style theme. These are actually on banners which are in the National Treasures of Japan, but was believed to have been made in China. There's actually an identical textile found in Turpan, Xinjiang in China, and it is found in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region Museum. So, I think Lauren called dibs on that. We'll see if she confirmed. Okay, so Lauren did not dibs that. So that one does go to sorry, Julianne Schmunk. That one's yours. Yeah, Julianne. Okay, this next one is really pretty. Let me pull it up. Maybe. Where'd it go? There it is. So this next one is a reproduction of a historical fabric from the 16th century. We had this last time. They had just made it right before the last show. In fact, it came here straight from the weaver itself. And we had two colors. We had red and we had Tyrian purple. The red sold out like that. And we have just under 35 meters of this available. So this is the Renaissance brocade in pomegranates in a Tyrian purple. Let me do this. Now let me show you up close. You see that? Team says dibs on the purple pomegranate. Lauren, you're trying to call dibs on something I haven't even shown yet. I know which one you want. You're mistaking it. This is the purple pomegranate silk, not the velvet. So I'm going to give this one to Team. So if you're interested in buying meterage of this, this is 44 inches wide. It is $61 a meter. It is basically all silk. Way it is described as 70% silk and 30% metallic yarn. But basically it's all silk, and then the metallic yarn is actually wrapped around silk itself, not a rayon like is often done, not only by Sartor, but a lot of other. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. It looks more purple than the red purple on their website. Yeah, I agree. In person, I would call this a royal purple, not a Tyrian purple. And I think we had that conversation last time. And then Marcella and I got into a big debate about what is the actual color. Yeah, I'm looking at the picture on the website. It looks redder in the picture than it does in person. So hopefully that helps you. This is a quintessentially Renaissance design that was based on a historical fabric. The original fragment is found in the Hermitage, also in St. Petersburg, Russia. And it dates to 16th century Italy. This particular one is $8. I don't think it makes a difference. I think people that are dibsing don't really care. Lauren realized that she jumped the gun, so she tried deleting her comment. But you guys all know what she's. Oh, there's 5 we're doing this round. I forgot about this one. Speaking of Sasanian, this is a green and yellow Sasanian design with simur, which is the head and paws of a lion, the wings of an eagle, and the tail of a peacock. Or if you have small children, it is the squirrel from Ice Age. That is no shade being thrown at Sartor. Dibs on the green and yellow to Julianne Schmunk. So this one is 56 inches wide. It is 100% silk. It is $72 because it is 100% silk and it's such a wide width rather. And this one, I think we're getting low-ish. Let me tell you what the, yep, 28.5 meters left last I was able to be told. So it's under 30 meters. So it's going, and I don't know that they'll get this one back. So it dates to the 7th century Persian / Sasanian Empire, which is present day Iraq and Iran for the most part. Original cloth upon which this reproduction is done was discovered in the St. Lou Church in France, where it was associated with the remains of St. Helen. Fragments are on the display in the Musée des Arts Décoratifs in Paris and the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, which hopefully I will be able to visit relatively soon. It dates to the 7th century if I didn't already say that. So that one's already gone. Sorry, guys. Now to our velvets. Blue, velvet, pomegranate. This one is 55 inches wide. It is $43. It is 22% silk and 78% rayon. Oh, Diane. Diane beat Lauren. Sorry. So let me explain a little bit about velvet and also about grounds and piles so that you guys understand. So the ground of a velvet is this bottom part here that in this case is actually see-through. So you can see my hand. This right here is actually the velvet. Excuse me, silk. This right here, the fuzzy part that we all love to touch and feel and stroke, what we consider the actual velvet is what's called the pile, okay? So in order to make velvet, what they do is you take your warp and weft, you've got a standard weave ground, and then through that ground, you put up through it little loops, infinite number of loops, right? And then to make the velvet, you cut the tops of the loops off. So because you waste so much, rarely do you get a velvet where the pile is actually silk, okay? If the velvet at all is silk in any amount, it's usually just the ground, which is going to be against the body. The pile is usually something else. So in this case, the visible part of ground is the silk. The rest is the rayon. So this is $43 for 55-inch wide fabric, and there are only 13 meters left. So Lauren, if you want this, you should consider ordering a fifth of it, a fifth of a meter, a whole meter. This stuff is going, and I don't know that they're going to get this back because I know that they've had this for a while, and if it doesn't sell quickly, they likely don't order it again because they don't think it's going to be that popular, and they don't want to hold on to stock longer than they need to. So there's this velvet, the blue pomegranate velvet, silk ground, rayon pile. And for reference, again, I don't know that it matters, the sample was $4. The next sample is $17. It's the most expensive sample we've done so far, and it's the second highest cost sample, I think, of all the ones that we have. And if you guys remember from last time, you'll understand why. What century is that? That one is 15th century. Hopefully that answers that. So the next one's also 15th century, but it's green on green. And some people think it looks green on black, and it sort of does, but it's really just a deep green, that pile. You can see it there. So what is unique about this? It is 100% silk. So not only the ground, but also the pile is silk. You cannot find that, I think, just about anywhere. Helen, you got the dibs on that. I see it. I have looked and have not been able to find it. I can't say that I've looked recently, so maybe there are a couple of people that have come out with it recently, but this is virtually impossible to find 100% silk velvet. So that is it for the historical reproductions for now. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this one's $79 a meter, which given that it is 100% silk and it's a velvet compared with some of the other 100% silks of the comparable, yeah, it's crazy. $79 a meter, 28 inches wide, 100% silk. And it's a Renaissance velvet with stylized green pomegranates from the 15th century. All righty.
Why, hello. Shall we continue? What are we selling next here? Oh, my. Red and black brocade. It's kind of difficult to see in this particular light. Ah, goodness. Change the lighting. There we go. So I'm going to get out of the way and let her continue, but she was like organizing stuff. So, ooh, it looks much darker up close.
Yeah, I'm playing with moving back and forth.
Moving back with light and change the light. Nope. Change the light again.
Lean back.
I'll let her get onto it. All right. Let me kiss.
Don't kill yourself. See what happens? See, it's like having a kid. He got an animal cracker thing like this big.
For Oliver.
For Oliver. Mm-hmm. Okay, practice partner. Benjamin Lentane says dibs on Lothar. Sorry. I already called dibs. He needs to do practice. Yes, Lothar does too. Where are you based at, Ben? Okay, Amanda says dibs on black and red gorgeousness, but I didn't even tell you. I didn't even tell you what it was.
It's really pretty.
Adela called you Vanna. You were eating another one of those pastries?
The apple one this time. They have to be gone by Friday.
Go away. Oh, South Carolina. That's not going to work so well. Constanza says she loves Costco as much as he does. I think he loves the pastries, not so much the Costco. But okay. We are moving on to another round of brocades. Then we're going to go to some linens. Then we're going to go to some historical reproductions. Then we're going to go back to linens and then Ramies and some brocades. And then we're going to finish with historical reproductions. So thanks for sticking it out so far with me. Don't care, it's gorgeous. Okay, so this next design is the brocade seabed. This sample is $3. It is $15, 28 inches wide, much like the other stuff in red and black. It looks like Amanda's already called that one. The next one's pretty cool looking, actually. It's brown and gold. Ooh, that almost looks purple. See, what is with the browns and purples really messing with me? Let me show you the back too so you can see. So this is the brown and gold. Same on you, Lothar. At least you're enjoying one for me. Yeah. So that's brocade, seabed, brown and gold. Call your dibses. I feel like we have more fabrics than last time. What do you guys think? Or am I just talking too long? The next one is brocade lake bed. So not seabed, lake bed. Make sure you distinguish. So brocade lake bed, black and red. Helen, you've got the brown and gold. Got you. So lake bed, black and red, different from the other one that Amanda claimed. Then, ooh, I'm going to keep these so you can see them together. Yeah, you've got your brown and gold seabed, Helen. This one is red and gold. I'm going to show you these next to each other. So you got red and black, and then red and gold. Ooh, it kind of looks orangey, but it's definitely red. Show you up close. There we go. Dibs, lake bed, red and black, candy fling. Gotcha. And we got red and gold. And then we've got red and gold goes to Daniel Hart. And then we got dark turquoise. So we had seabed and lake bed, similar but different, hence the names. Now, this is my probably second favorite design, third favorite of the brocades. And I don't know what I'm going to make of this yet, but it's going to happen. So this is called our brocade Ming. We have 3 color combinations. Okay, question. How heavy is the heavyweight linen? You can answer me later. It's usually 7 ounces or more per yard, just like would be standard on Fabric Store and Joann's and Denver Fabrics and what's the other fabrics one? I keep forgetting. Fabrics for Sale or whatever. Tamara, I've got your dibs on the dark turquoise. Okay, brocade Ming. This is black and gold. Look at that. Oh. $15, 28 inches wide. It's got black and gold. On screen, it looks almost like a cream color. It's more of a yellowy gold than it's probably showing up. Nope, you can't tell from there either. So it's more yellowy. I don't know what you're talking about. Brocade Phoenix Royal Blue. I'm not even showing that. You can't just randomly call out dibs on things I'm not showing you. It don't count. So Amanda, dibs on the Ming black and gold. Gotcha. Next, Ming in the cream. So same design, but it's cream on cream. And then this one was brand new this time because we had those two Ming before. And this one showed up. And if you know me, you know that I'm kind of a freak and I love A, crazy patterns, and B, crazy color combinations. And when I saw this, I was like, I need like my whole front room in this design. Ming cream dibs to Lauren Coffee. Got it. This is a turquoise and orange. Oh, oh, so pretty. Urtatim. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Urtatim. You've got this one. Oh, I'm ordering this. I just don't know what I'm making yet. So that's all we have in the brocade Ming. And I think everybody's called dibs on things. Now we're in brocade water lily, and there are just 3 colors of this. There is red and gold. Oh, you can actually see the behind it. I like the outside better though. So red and gold, brocade water lily. $3 for this one. Next, they call this khaki and gold. So it's kind of like an army green. I don't know if khaki is the right color. You know, it looks almost, there we go. There's your green. Almost looked black for a second. Water lily, red and gold, dibs to Helen. Get this green, and then we have black and gold, and then I'll compare them side by side. So black and gold. So let me show you. Khaki or army green and gold, and then black and gold next to each other. See the difference? I'm using my teeth, don't be mad. Dibs on the army green for Helen as well. Only one left is the black and gold. I feel like an auctioneer. Going once, going twice. Okay, so black and gold, water lily. Amanda, dibs on black and gold water lily. It's yours. Okay, so all the water lilies are gone. Now this is one of my, I have so many favorites. That's a good sign, right? That's a good sign that this is why I like doing this for Sartor. I believe in them. I think they have quality value products. I've looked around. I'm very picky about quality, about fiber content, about research, and Sartor checks all the boxes. So while these brocades aren't necessarily historically accurate, they certainly are period inspired, and kind of everything they do is magnificent. So this next pattern is something called the Noble Brocade, and we have a little more than half a dozen colors in this, maybe 8 or so. So the first one is quite interesting. It's one of my favorites out of this selection. It is turquoise, red, and then black. It's not listed, but ooh. Turn this. Not quite showing up right, so there we go, a little better. It almost creates a purplish kind of look, which is interesting because the fabric itself is red. There we go. Turquoise and black. So this is the Noble Brocade, $15 per meter. The width is 28 inches wide. The sample itself is $3 in the turquoise, red, and black. Next is in just red. It's red on red. Let's see the design maybe a little better. Adela, you've got the dibs on the red, black, and turquoise. I see that. Next is a red, or that was red. Next is dark blue and white. With the other color not really listed in here. Oh, maybe it's not. At certain angles, it looks kind of silvery. See how it looks almost like a silver gray? It's not, though. It's white. So, Amanda, you've got the dibs on red on red. Now we're on a dark blue and white, and I'm telling you, it almost looks silver, but when you look up close, there's no actual silver. Diane, I've got your dibs on this one, blue and white. Next is light pink and baby blue. The colors are a little bit more vivid than what's showing up on my screen. Blue and white is gone. Next, I have the pink and blue. Then after pink and blue, we have gray, but it looks like several different color of grays. Okay, and you've got the light pink and baby blue. So that's the gray. Then next we have wine, red, and white. It's actually kind of similar in coloration, at least to that brocade of the Duke, the first one I showed you, which was the wine red. And pink and blue is gone. Diane, you've got the dibs on the black and gray. It's actually gray and gray, but I'm sure that's what you mean. Gray is gone. So there's now we're on to red wine. Wow. Wine, red, and white. Which again, that white almost looks like silver. And Amanda, you've got dibs on that. We got 3 more in this color. Yeah, 3. This is emerald green and black. Look at that. Wine red goes to Amanda if I didn't already say that. Oh. Black and emerald goes to Kara Waters. Next is black and turquoise. I think I love everything in turquoise. I think you can never go wrong with turquoise. Am I wrong? Fight me. Black and turquoise goes to Kara. Tamara's having problems with the commenting lag. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. I know different people are having different luck on YouTube versus Facebook. So if you feel like you're struggling on Facebook, Tamara, go to YouTube at youtube.com/harpyandhag and you can tune in to me live and maybe you'll get better luck there. So the last one is of Noble Brocade, is in an ivory color. It is actually 50% silk and 50% rayon, kind of like that other one where they were starting to make a transition. They're trying this in a different one. Still 29 inches wide, but because it's 50% silk as opposed to 50% polyester, it is $25 per meter, not $15 per meter. And this particular sample is $5. So this is the ivory. Half silk, half rayon. In Noble Brocade. And Anne called dibs on that one. Okay. Oh my goodness. We'll make it through, I promise. Do you guys want me to move faster? Am I moving too slow? Are you guys enjoying this? You guys tell me. Say, speed it up, Aveline. There's fibers everywhere. Okay. So now we're going to move on to medium to heavy weight linens. So for reference, to try to kind of keep it in line with what other fabric stores do, including fabricstore.com, but also Joann's and Denver Fabrics, we tried to categorize the weight of these linens based on what some of the peers were doing in the field. So, okay, so Helen says I'm doing great on time. Thanks for asking. I appreciate you guys sticking around with me. You guys have been on here for a while. So if I am talking about medium weight linen, I am assuming that it is at least 5.3 ounces per meter or yard. If not higher. And if I say they're medium to heavyweight, that means they're going up into the early 7 ounces. Okay. Once we get to 7 ounces and above, we consider that heavyweight, and that will be a separate category I'll show you in a second. So these are all going to be between 5 and 7 ounces heavy per meter or yard, really. I mean, the calculation was done for both. So I have fibers everywhere. Oh my gosh, can you guys see it? All the little flickers of fibers. It's like when you go on those ghost hunts and the paranormal things. Yeah, anyways, I watch too much TV. So, okay, shot linen. Remember we showed you the other shot linens? We had the pink, we had the aqua, and we had the denim blue. It's snowing. Here is a converter. Thank you. So Benjamin put a converter, but yeah. Basically, yeah, I did the long math. Thanks for the link next time. But yeah. So the first shot we have is in a natural, but it's natural and white. So it kind of just looks like natural in general, but you can definitely see the crisscrosses. This is $9 per meter. It is normally 57 inches wide. I put this as a medium to heavyweight. So it's right at that cusp, like 6.5 to 7 ounces, maybe early 7 ounces. It's 100% linen, but this sample is $6. And no, it's not bugs, I promise. It looks like snow. No, it's actually all of the fibers. You should have seen when I unpacked everything. I had to lint roll everything. And I'm going to lint roll again after this. And then again before I send things out. But yeah. Medium and heavy linens, also long staple. Yes, all of their linens are long staple. All of them. So this is the linen. You can call dibs on this. It's $6 for, I think, about a meter of it. Maybe half meter to a meter, but it's a very good price. Yeah, I would call this a medium, but in terms of the weights that are listed on, I think, other sites, some sites would actually list this as a heavy. Candy, I see your dibs on the natural shot. The only other shot I have in the medium is this gray. So this is a $6 sample. I cannot, you see this little, see that terrible sign right there? Means I don't have it for sale in my album because either it's very, very low or we don't have it at all. Let me see what the number is. I have 21 meters. So if you're absolutely in love with this, contact me and maybe, no promises, but maybe I can hook you up. So dibs on the black and gray for Amanda. Could you show the drape on the medium heavy linens? Sure. Scrunch it up so you can see. Was that good? Nope. Gray shot, it looks like has already been taken. Let's see if there's any other questions or requests at this time. I think the gray shot was already taken. Thank you. I'm still learning how much weight corresponds to feel. Yes, that's fair. And that's the disadvantageous thing about doing this online. And the reason why we do the live stream is this is as best as you could get to doing those things that would normally love to be doing in person. So, whew, fibers in my nose. Okay. Then also in a medium to medium heavy, this is 53 inches wide. It is the crimson. Then we have a bright red. Let me hold them up next to each other. And I'm going to put an orange next to it because you need the contrast. So this is really like a fire truck or cherry red. This is like a deeper burgundy crimson red. And then this is, I would call this a little bit darker than a pumpkin orange, but it's not quite a rust orange. So dibs on crimson to Constanza. Crimson is gone. It is not shot crimson, just so you know. It is a regular crimson. Constanza calls dibs on the red as well. She's got that. Still dibs available on the orange. Next color we have is aqua, which is a medium to heavyweight, or like light heavyweight, if that makes sense. Let me show you back here. There we go. You're seeing more of the color. And then right next to it for contrast, we have the royal blue. These are both, I would call medium. Dibs on the orange for Julianne Schmunk. Dibs on the royal for Diane. The only thing I have left at this point that has not been dibsed is the aqua. Then I have a natural color, and I would call this between a medium and a medium heavy. Just so you know, some of these have a little bit of writing on the outside, but they're samples, so you should expect that they're not going to be 100% perfect, and that's the reason you're getting awesome discounts. Also, it's along the selvage, so it doesn't really matter. Kara will call dibs on the aqua. Got it. So we've got this natural color, and this is, I would call this medium by feel, but based on the listed weight, it is right on that border. It's like in the 160 to 175 grams per square meter. Aqua's gone. The only thing we have left is the natural, and then we have brown. I'll put this next to it. You can see the difference. And then we have a black. So I'm going to show you all these colors kind of stacked together. Natural looks like Laura Crosley's. Laura, looks like you're on YouTube, so make sure you send me a message either on Facebook, because I don't know if we're friends on Facebook, or to my email address at harpyandhag@gmail.com to make sure we can square up for you. Okay, Laura? So just so you can see all of the colors in medium, black, brown, natural, blue, aqua, orange, red, crimson. See them all? Okay. Dibs on the brown goes to, it looks like Josie, and dibs on the black goes to Julianne Schmunk. Okay. I have two more samples. All those samples were $6 each. These samples are only $1 a piece because they're very tiny. The first one I would call a medium. They have it listed as a fine linen, but based on the weight, this is more of a thicker medium. And that is pure white. That's $1 for that sample. And then the other sample I have, and I need to show this up close, this is between a medium and a heavyweight based on weight only, but I personally would put this in the medium category. It is a herringbone linen in pure white. Let me do this. You guys see this? Oh, look at that. Look at that. So, Diane, you have the dibs on the pure white fine linen. Amanda, you have the dibs on the herringbone. Okay, guys, what do you want to do next? Do you want to do heavyweight linens or do you want to bounce to brocades? While I put these aside, you guys vote. Split. So I'm going to make a decision. We're going to go with more linen because we only have one pile of brocades left, 2 piles of historical reproductions left, and we have a lot of linen. So we're going to go linen. Is there any historical left? Yes. Tamara, there's 8 or 9 historical brocades left. Lauren, I'm cutting myself off. Just sent an email with my order. Okay. All right. Next is... Oh, some of these are medium to heavy, and I put them all together because they're all of our herringbone linens, which we have a great selection of. So we have herringbone linen in a beige. That. We have herringbone linen in a light green and white. I would call this medium to heavy. The first one, the beige is probably a medium. This one's a medium to early heavy, but they're all what I would call medium. They're nothing that's going to make you sweat too much. Let's put it that way, unless you live down in Texas. Herringbone linen in green and white. Dibs on the herringbone green and white. I'm assuming you mean the light green and white. That goes to Diane. I still have available the beige. So in the green, this is a dark green and white. Let me put them next to each other. So this looks more like a lime green. This is more almost an army green compared to it. Then we have a straight up price per meter for the herringbone, same as all the rest. $9 a meter, if you can believe that. That's the shocking part. So dark green dibs goes to Adela. Light green dibs goes to Diane. Dibs on the beige to Anne Biddick-Bernier. And then this is what is listed as heavyweight in terms of the actual weight, but I would still call this medium. But I'm going strictly by the numbers. That's what the rating is. So this is, show you, herringbone in a Kelly green. Tamara, you got the Kelly green dibs. Then there is herringbone in the ivory, which is of course different than the white, and I'll compare them in a second, but this also goes in the heavy category in terms of weight. How wide are they? Good question, Letty. They're 54, 54, 53, 57, 56, depends on the color, but in that range. So are wider. So that's the ivory. This is a dark gray. I'd almost call it a charcoal gray. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Of course, it's going to look like a black, but it's not. It's a dark gray. Ooh. Herringbone ivory is also yours, Anne. Got it. Excuse me. I am wrong. Ivory herringbone goes to Julianne Schmunk. Gray herringbone goes to Diane. That's this one. And then the last herringbone I have is in natural and the heavy, and that's right there. All of these herringbones are $9 a meter. They all range between 53 and 57 inches wide. They are all 100% long staple linen. Incredible. I dare you to find, huh? Lothar says that's pretty amazing, and he's right. I dare you to find a better quality, better price. You can't do it. So, gray is gone. Dibs on the natural for Trina Noakes. Okay, so those are all of the herringbones that I have, and they're all in the heavy, like early heavy range. Then we have twills. We have a twill in white. See the diagonals? That's your twill, if you're not familiar with what that means. $9, 100% linen, 54 inches wide. They call this a denim color, and it does actually look like blue jeans. Also a twill. Samples are $6, but to buy it per meter, it's $9 per meter. White twill goes to Diane. And then the last twill I have is really interesting. It's a red and beige. You guys see that? So those are the twills that I have. These are all heavy as well. They're probably the same way. If you were going to go to like Joann's and buy a broadcloth, that's probably the thickness that they have. White twill is gone. Denim twill goes to Candy Fling. Dick Candy's already got it. Sorry, Barbara. And the last one I have is the red and beige. That's the only one that hasn't been claimed yet. Red beige goes to Josie Dykstra. Okay. Then this is all just tabby weave or regular weave. In heavy, we've got ivory versus pure white. So this is a $6 sample. This sample's $1, but I want to show you side by side. It's hard to tell, but this one is definitely a little darker. Teeny tiny bit. So if you're calling these as heavy linen, ivory, $6 sample, call dibs on that. Heavy linen, pure white, $1 sample. Define it that way to make it not confusing. That one's, yeah. Then in heavy linen, okay, pure white dibs goes to Adela, ivory goes to Diane. In heavy, we have this gray green. It's actually very similar to the gray green we had in the silk. It more looks gray on the screen right now, but in a second I'm going to show it next. Oh. See how it like, woo. And then I'm going to put it next to this. This is called greenish. Let me show you next to each other. So gray, green, greenish. Ugh, so many. Hang on a second. Okay. Dibs on the gray green for Trina Noakes. Gotcha. I think we still have greenish. Then we have dark army green, which almost looks brown in this light, but let me show you. There we go. greenish, dark army green, wrong way, gray green. Yeah, this is like almost like an army green. No, that looks brown. Army green goes to Helen. Gray green is Trina Noakes. Greenish is the only one that's still available there. Then we have a black in heavy. Let me show you the black next to the army green. That will probably be a better contrast. There we go. Still looking browner than it does in person, but. So black and greenish are the only ones left there. Then I have one little teeny tiny sample left. It's the last one. This is the only other linen that is $10 per meter. It is 60 inches wide and it's heavy and it's crimson. It's $1 for the sample. Black dibs goes to Diane. Now, this is the last of the shots, and these are the shot linens that we have in heavy. Dibs on the crimson for Diane. So in heavy, we have a shot in red and white. Get close. Crimson is gone. Sorry, Anne. So that's available in heavy. And then also heavy is dark gray. So it's not quite black. It's like a charcoal gray. Crimson is gone. Ooh, we got a long leg right now. So I'm going to pause for a second and recap. We still have this available in the greenish. And then in the shot, we have the red and the dark gray. Those are the only samples we have unclaimed at this time. Okay. For some reason, Sartor sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different samples of either a cream or natural color linen in heavyweight. They all kind of seem the same to me. So I don't know how to best present these to you other than I'll sneeze first. Okay. Anne claims dibs on the greenish. Tamara Williams calls dibs on the dark gray shot. Tamara, this is the first time I'm seeing your name and I see you're on YouTube. So shoot me a message after this to my Gmail at harpyandhag@gmail.com so that we can finalize your order if you're not also on Facebook and friends with me. My name on Facebook is Aveline de Shersbrook, and I'm going to type that in right now. If anybody wants to friend me, by all means. I accept everyone as a friend on Facebook, except for the men that are recently widowed, have children, live in the Middle East, are a doctor or a soldier, and they're obvious catfishes. So thank you for the blessings. Hopefully I typed that right if somebody wants to test that link and then tell me. Red shot linen dibs for you, Diane. I think nobody else has claimed it, so it's yours. So, all right. So I've got this in cream. It's heavy. Then I have this listed as natural. Don't forget the creepers. I am on the Facebook, but couldn't comment there. Okay, good. Glad you're able to find a place to comment. So this natural is obviously darker than the cream. Then I also have this listed as natural, which Seems even darker. And then I have this, which is more stiff, also listed as natural. This is in the medium to heavyweight. Then I have this listed in natural and this listed in natural. So if you're dying for the perfect natural fabric, go ahead and send me a message and we'll work you through it. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 natural heavy samples. Call dibs on 1, 2, 3, or 5. You can only call dibs on 1. And then separately, because it is definitely a different color, I've got dibs on, call it dibs on a heavy linen cream. All the rest are natural. Natural 1 through 5 or cream. That just seems like the easiest and best way to do it because I'm not going to try to get through the minutiae of all these different naturals. And called heavy cream. So heavy cream. Is it heavy whipping cream? So only thing left are naturals 1 through 5. Call your dibs on them. Only 1 each. All right, my lovelies. I'm just going to let you guys call your random naturals 1 through 5. I'll sort that out later on when I rewatch this whole video and write down everybody's orders. So we are going to switch gears to historical reproduction fabrics. So we've got one pile of historical reproduction fabrics. There's like 4 or 5 of them there. We have a small pile left of brocades. Then we have our linen and cotton, our ramie and linen / cotton blends. And then we will finish with the last round of historical reproduction fabrics, which is like 4, 5, or 6, somewhere in there. So we're almost done. Home stretch, guys. So let me disappoint you guys. That's not a good way to start, Aveline, but I have to disappoint you. I'm going to pull it up. Don't be mad. Okay, so here is the disappointment. We just ran out of one of our fabrics. Sunday or Monday? Monday. It went that fast. Okay, we had, I think, close to 100 meters all gone. It is our 13th century. Oh, wait, I have the wrong one. 13th century Andalusian, not Anatolian. Okay, 13th century Andalusian brocade with griffins. So it's actually kind of an interesting story. Why? We still love you. I know. The reason I'm disappointing you, though, is because you were not disappointed and you ordered it all. So you're to blame? I don't know. Here's the fabric. This is no longer available to purchase. It is all gone. The only thing available is this sample. It is $11. It is about a ½ meter. I will tell you, it's a little wonky, like it's a little taller on one end than the other. The weaver cut it funny. 13th century Andalusian. It was made by a weaving house in the 13th century on behalf of the weaving house's owner's grandson, Fernando, who passed away, and this was his burial shroud. And this is a reproduction of it, and it is all gone. It is a teal color with gold, but the sample is available. And let me read and see who got the sample. Ritatim got the dibs on the Andalusian one. Hard pass. I looked at that one about 8 times. Constanza, I looked at that one about 8 times before I decided not to get. I know. We did end up getting some. I couldn't resist. It was so, so, so beautiful. So this sample has been purchased. This fabric is no longer available. I apologize. Next, this is my other favorite. Dibs on camels. I have no idea what you're talking about, but listen. Those were griffins, not camels. It's gone. But you can't call random dibs on things if I haven't called it up yet. I know people are antsy and anxious, and if you're that antsy and anxious and you really want the fabric that much, just order half a yard. That's basically what, or half a meter. That's almost what all of these are. That's the other nice thing about, okay, I forgot to tell you this is the most exciting part. So all of the historical reproduction fabrics that I'm going to show you from here on out, the people at Sartor haven't even seen in person yet. Okay. They actually came straight from Hong Kong to me. And unlike some of the other historical reproductions, which were only about this wide, like maybe 13, 14 inches wide by 26 to 27 inches, all of these are the full width of the actual fabric. So in most of these cases, they're 29 inches, 28, 29 inches wide, and then they're all about a half meter tall. So you can actually do a lot more with these. Yeah, the last one was not camels, it was griffins, and it's gone. So Urtatim got that one. So this next one, we previously had this fabric. It's the St. Julian roundels with lions. However, the ones we had previously were 100% silk, and they were either in blue and gold or silver and blue. Blue and silver or blue and gold. These roundels are actually much smaller than the ones we had before. The ones we had before, the roundels were almost the size of my head. These roundels are about 3.5 inches tall by 3.5 inches wide. It is based on a shroud that wrapped St. Julian's relics that was found in the 10th or 10th century. No, found in the 11th century, dated to the 10th or 11th century. So the dibs on the roundels and lions goes to Amanda. So this one, for a reference, if you actually want to order it, which I did, Lothar and I ordered, I think 13 meters, because we are going to do full on Norman. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. Full on Norman in these. Okay, so there is, how much is left? Oh, we have a decent amount left. This is 28 inches wide. It is 50% silk and then 50% rayon, but the rayon is basically like a lurex wrapped rayon for the gold. It is 29 inches wide, if I didn't already say that. It dates to the 10th or 11th century, though it wasn't found until the 11th century. So that's this one. And the sample was $11, but the sample's gone. Everybody wants this one, yeah. So these are the two, this fabric and the Andalusian is the two fabrics that Lothar and I bought for ourselves this time. We're gonna look good. You know what I need to do? I need to start actually sewing this stuff because I have another Sartor fabric I got, which if you guys want, I'll show you at the end. I bought last Penzic and I still haven't sewn it yet because I keep I want to find that perfect thing to sew it for, and I'm obsessing over it. So that is the St. Julian roundels. We have gone through that. The next one dates. Where are you? There we go. Okay. So the next one, you guys have only seen the extent up in the album because we didn't actually have a product photo for this one. It came straight from the Hong Kong. It is an 8th century Sogdian brocade in a jacquard weave of natural silk and rayon. It is a richly detailed pattern on a red field. The pearled medallion pattern was typical for Central Asian textiles going back to the Sasanian Empire, but the popularity of the pattern among nomadic tribes makes it difficult to pinpoint its exact origins and trace its subsequent spread. You see the pearl roundels. So pretty. So this one is $29 a meter. You're seeing the full width of it. It is 28 inches wide. It is 50% silk. The red is the background is the silk, and then the rest of it is rayon in the colors, either like a lurex or like the different colors of for the weft. Sorry. Did you really just say dibs on the red cocks? Unfortunately, however, you were not the first one. The first one was Julianne Schmunk. She got dibs on the Sogdian brocade. And this one I think is also $11. Let me look. Yes. Maybe. Yes. $11. And this one we have just like they don't even have it in hand yet, actually. They don't have the fabric in hand. By the time they ship our stuff to us, they're gonna have it. That's how fresh off the loom this stuff is. Next. This is the other one that I was very, 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 very seriously considering. Still. This one is 27% silk, 49% rayon, 24% lurex. It is 28 inches wide. It is $29 a meter, and it is $11 for the sample. This is the Anatolian brocade with lions. Sorry, people are messaging me. It dates to 13th century Central Asian Minor. Let me pull it up. Oh, or Turkey, basically. This lavishly ornamented historical pattern includes fine floral motifs, leaves, and blossoms. Around medallions containing an exquisitely detailed pair of lions are rampant. The textile draws upon pre-Islamic and Islamic iconography, typical for Central Asia, but details of the weave indicate that it was actually produced in Anatolia, Turkey. The actual original extant fragment is at the Musée de Tissu in Lyon, France. So let's see who got it. Woo! Tatium, you're on a roll. You got the dibs on the Anatolian as well. You guys are going to have to start like wrestling for this stuff, I think. And if I didn't already read that, that is $29 per meter. 28 inches wide. Okay. Any questions while we switch gears? We are going to go to brocades. We got one pile of brocades left. We've got our Ramies and linen cotton blends. And then we got our last pile of historical brocades. Any questions at this point? Ooh. Sorry. Looks like my comments just bounced. So let me scroll down to the bottom. Okay. So we're moving on to the brocades. This next motif is called Brocade of the Fern. It is either 70% polyester, 30% rayon, or the pink is actually 100% polyester. $15, 28 or 29 inches wide. Let's see that design. It's a nice baby pink. Diane says her sweetie made pizza. How do I not eat it? You got like 10 minutes left, Diane. That's how you not eat it. If you want to really fight it out. So, Brocade of the Fern in a baby pink. That one is $3. Then we have it in a black and gold. It's really pretty. I kind of say that a lot, don't I? That's okay. I'm not sorry. And then this one is currently not listed on our album because it is so low, but let me see how much I have. Ooh, tickle on my nose. Where are you at? 402. I have 27 meters left of this one. Actually, not even. This one I can't guarantee. Because I know somebody just put an order in for this and I have to calculate. It's blue and gold. Royal blue and gold. Dibs on the black and gold for Amanda. We still have the pink and then the blue and gold. That's the brocade fern. Then we have two brocade chrysanthemum. There's wine red, $3, 29 inches wide, $15. Dibs on the fern brocade blue for tomorrow. Got you. So wine red in chrysanthemum. And then this other one is new. And I think, Lauren, if you're still on, she might be gone by now. This is the one that she and I were fighting over who was going to make what out of. And I got stuff stuck in my keyboard. The chrysanthemum red goes to Helen. Look at this. It's like a aqua, like a dark aqua, a light aqua, and a gold. And a little bit of black. So there's that one. Then this is actually new, or at least new to us. Chrysanthemum purple is gone. Chrysanthemum aqua goes to Julianne Schmunk. Brocade flowers in a light green. This is almost like a seafoam green. Let me go back so you can see it. No. Nope. There you go. Seeing a little bit of it. Nope. The aqua chrysanthemum is gone. So the brocade flowers light green, and then brocade flowers light rose. Kind of a pinkish color. I'm gonna hold these up next to each other. Tomorrow, I see your dibs on the brocade flowers light green. We still have pink left. This one is brand new. It is phenomenal. It is 100% polyester. However, unlike all of the other brocades, I think it's the only one like this. It's actually 45 inches wide. And so for that reason, it is $21, not $15. And for that reason, this sample is $4, not $3. It is 100% polyester. Look at that. It's kind of similar to the brocade of the Duke, but definitely bigger. It is the Brocade Paisley Orient Wine Red and Silver. Brocade Flowers dibs goes to Kathy Whitaker. And then now we're on the Brocade Paisley Orient. This is the only color that we have. Dibs to Kara Waters. This one is really exciting to me. It's just called Geometric Brocade, and we only have this in one color, ivory. We're back to $15 a meter, $3 for the sample, 28 inches wide. You can see it's got almost that Greek key looking. I'm sure there's a better, different name. If you know that name, please educate me. But off the top of my head, that's how I would describe it. And that's in an ivory on ivory. And now we're into all these. All the rest of these are one-offs. There's only one color variant of each of these styles. The next one is the, okay, dibs to Amanda on the geometric ivory. Next is the Brocade Lily. It's silver and brown. It's quite stunning. You imagine some Tudor, late Renaissance in that. So silver and brown. That's the Brocade Lily. Please use the proper names because this is going to get real confusing if you don't type out the whole thing. Then next is Brocade Tradition, white and blue. Amanda, I see your dibs on the silver. So Brocade Tradition, it's like a white, blue, and silver or gray. Then we have the Brocade William in blue and silver. Dibs Brocade Traditional white and blue goes to Candy Fling. Brocade Tradition is gone. Now we're on Brocade William. Dibs Brocade William to Diane. Next is the Brocade Levanta. This is a crimson and turquoise and actually a teeny bit of black. William is gone. Sorry, Kathy. You can see the turquoise a lot there. I agree. It does look like pretty bookbinding on paper. You see how the colors reflect off of that one. Oh, So that is the brocade Levanta in crimson and turquoise. And then the last brocade we have, this one is actually 100% polyester. And this is the brocade Antoinette. And I'm actually going to open this up. Kathy, I see your dibs on the Levanta. You see that? So pretty. Sorry, Laura, it's gone. So the only thing I have left of brocades that I don't think I have a dibs on, and nobody panic, I will be rewatching this, is the brocade fern in pink and the brocade Antoinette. $3 each. Okay. Home stretch, people. Now we're going to talk about Ramey's and linen cotton blends. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ramey's. Okay, dibs on the fern pink for Diane. Got you. Only thing left is the Antoinette. So if you're not familiar with what a Ramey is another bast fiber like a linen. It is actually tougher and more resilient than a linen. So for that reason, some people believe that it is all around more resilient and strong. Got your dibs, Laura, on the brocade Antoinette. Everything's claimed now. So Ramey's are very difficult to find. Ooh, very difficult to find. And the thing I will warn you about Ramey's is, unlike linens where the more you wash it, the softer it gets, Ramey's the opposite. The more you wash it, a little more tough and I don't want to say brittle, but hard it will get against the skin. So it's an excellent outer garment. It's not excellent necessarily for like a shift, unless you like, that doesn't bother you at all. Sounds good, Helen. So the first color I have, I would label as a light to medium weight. It is in salmon. This sample is $5. It is $7 per meter, unlike the linen, which is $9 per meter. And the width is 50 inches. So you can see that's not quite a pink. It's definitely a salmon color. Then I have a very fine, I would call this an ultra lightweight handkerchief weight Ramey in this light blue. Just to give you a sense, let me show you the difference. I think these are roughly the same amount. This is the medium weight. This is the medium weight. This is the lightweight. You see the difference in the compactness? So we've got the salmon in a light to medium, light blue in an ultra lightweight. Then also in light, we have this emerald green. And this does have some weird like writing on the inside of one of the selvages. So again, just be prepared if you buy this, you're not necessarily going to be able to use the entirety of it because there might be like a little weirdness to it. So Anne, I see your fine light blue. You've got dibs on that. Nobody's claimed dibs on the salmon yet. Here is the emerald green. So pretty. Really love that color. Then we have a violet blue. Candy, I see your dibs on the emerald. So you can see if you compare it to my royal blue, there's a little bit of a purplish tinge. I might also describe this almost as an indigo. It's pretty close. This is also a light to medium weight. Green is gone. Sorry, guys. And then the last Ramey that I have, and again, there are some defects on the sample, so please bear that in mind when you purchase it, is an ivory. I would consider this a lightweight, and there is, let me show you on the inside, just a little bit of pen markation right there, and then some threads there. Violet Ramey dibs for you, Jerusha. Got it. I'm sorry, Jerusha. That does not go to you. That goes to Diane. The Ramie Violet Blue goes to Diane. Wow. No, I need to read up. Hang on. Sorry. Take a second. So the light blue goes to Anne Biddick-Berdanier. Berdanier? I don't know, Berdanier. The emerald green goes to Candy Fling. The violet blue also goes to Candy Fling. Jerusha has the ivory dibs. There we go. The only thing that nobody has claimed yet is the salmon. So let me know if you want that one. The rest of these are 50% linen, 50% cotton. The cotton is long staple. Good. Fibers going everywhere. I have one random little weird $1 linen cotton with a tabby weave or plain weave. Normally $7 a meter. And you have the salmon Ramie. Now we're on the pink. You guys need to make sure to put linen/cotton pink. That's $1 for that sample. Then we have in a tabby weave, this is burgundy. I would call this a medium to heavy weight. Oh, nice. Amanda says she has some of the cotton linen blend and it's very soft. I have not actually played with this yet. This is the first time I've actually seen this. So this is the burgundy, and then also in burgundy, but this is a twill as opposed to a, this is a twill, and this is a plain weave. They're both the same price, just depends on what you like. And this one is more of a actually they're both medium heavy. So let me show you. A plain weave just means basically crisscross every other, whereas a twill burgundy is going to have like the diagonal lines if you don't exactly know what that means. So let's see. Candy Fling has the dibs on the first burgundy. I'm assuming that's the tabby weave. Then Anne gets the cotton burgundy, cotton linen twill burgundy. So those are gone. Then this is brick red. Ooh, it almost looks orange there. The brick red, 54 inches wide. I would call this a heavyweight. And this is, it is linen and cotton, although this particular tag says 100% linen, but it's 50% linen, 50% cotton. And I'll put that next to the burgundy. There you go, looks less orange that way. Then this next one has defects. So it is 10% off, so it's $6.30 per meter. The sample's still just $5. It is a medium to heavy weight. It's 54 inches wide. It is described as yellow. The red linen cotton dib goes to Joanna. I'm assuming you mean brick red. So this next one is the yellow. And it has like minor stains that I can't show you here. Ooh, my coloration just got really funky. I can't show you here, but if you go to my Facebook albums, you will see pictures. Anything that I have listed as a defect, I've tried to list the best possible pictures to show these defects in the description. Sometimes you can't tell and you're like, I don't see anything. And that's because you really can't tell. Like in real life, it's very hard to tell. Remember, Sartor is very picky and that's why we love them. So this was the yellow, and ooh, it's messing up my color. Oh, look, you know what it is? It's messing up my color balance. That's funny. So yellow goes to Diane. You're turning violet. Violet? Oh my God, I look like I'm a Willy Wonka. That is really, really jacking my screen up. Okay. Last two, twills in heavy linen / cotton. $7 each. Chocolate brown and black. Go ahead and sound off on those. While you're sounding off on those, I am going to grab the last of all of our fabrics, the pièce de résistance. It is the exciting historical reproduction fabrics that are all, I think, 13th, 14th century and later. So let's see. I think I could be wrong, but let's see. Hang on. Holy moly. Okay, let's see what we got. Black goes to Diane. Looks like nobody's claimed the chocolate brown yet. So the chocolate brown twill, linen, cotton, heavy is still available. Random curl that does not want to soften. There we go. Okay. This is exciting. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fabrics left. Are you guys sick of me yet? I'm sick of me. So this next one I haven't decided, but I might get. It's really, really, really stunning. Daniel, if you're on, you're going to get to see this. This is the Phoenix Brocade in Royal Blue. It is 50% silk, 50% rayon, wrapped in Lurex. 28 inches wide, $29. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, okay. So let's see who got this one. First of all, I saw some dibs zing for the brown. The brown linen goes Jerusha. Phoenix Brocade dibs goes to Amanda. Yeah, that one's so pretty. I haven't decided yet if I want that or if what do I want to make coat hardy of? This or the Andalusian Griffins, the one that's sold out. I'm not sure which. Okay, so there's that one. Then this one is going to knock your socks off. This one is also 28 inches wide, $29 per meter. The content is 27% silk, 49% rayon, 24% lurex. And I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that last one, the Phoenix and Brocade. Let me rewind. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Don't send me dibses to my PMs, please. I will not see them. Let me rewind. This one, if you're interested in it, is a 14th century, either Italian or Spanish jacquard weave. It dates to the 14th century. It is certainly of European provenance, but whether it was from Italy or Spain is unclear based on the workmanship. All we can say for sure is that it is a late medieval pattern, which enjoyed popularity even into the 15th century. It has Persian and Chinese influences. And where is it held right now? I think we have the extant. The original extant can be found both at the Met Museum as well as the V&A Museum in London. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys that. So 14th century, royal blue with gold griffins. Yeah. So Constanza votes that I do the Andalusian coat hardies, which is why I purchased that already. So that's what I'm probably going to do. Barbara already got 10 meters of that. Yeah, I'm super jelly. So, okay, here's the next one. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I didn't properly vet to you what I was going to sell. Everybody's just so excited about buying just the sample, but a lot of people out there are looking also for the actual fabrics themselves. Sorry. Got a couple of other friend requests. I'm going to let them through. Holy crap, a lot of messages. Excuse me, holy cow, a lot of messages. Okay. This next one is also 14th century fabric. I'm holding it the right side up. I keep holding this upside down. This is 14th century silk and rayon. The rayon actually has a gold thread. The fabric has a yellow background with the pattern and blue and gold accents of finches and carnations. The source for this is actually from a triptych in Italy that features the Saint Catherine of Alexandria. And it was found in the Strozzi family's altar triptych, which is dated to 1357. This particular motif was also found in a number of other places, so we can definitely verify that it wasn't just somebody who painted it and thought of it being a good idea, but that it was actually something that was often seen. And right now, the original is in the Basilica di San Lorenzo, as well as the Honolulu Museum of Art. $29 per meter. It is 30 inches wide. I told you the breakdown is 27% silk, 49% rayon, and 24% lurex. 14th century Italian. So, who got this? Julianne Schmunk. She got the dibs. Man, maybe I should have been doing that all along. That would have been so much easier to watch watch this back and know who got what. Now I just get to watch it all over again. That's okay. So the next one, we have had this motif before, but we have not had this color combination. And before we had a blue and gold, and this time we have a green and gold. This is also a 14th century. It is a brocade with griffins and fountains. It is a medieval Italian brocade that comes to life in an elegant reproduction. It has elements of Chinese Ming Dynasty elements into it, and the original fabric sample is held in the Cooper Hewitt Museum in New York. It is $29 per meter, 28 inches wide, just like the last one. It is 27% silk, 49% rayon, 24% lurex, and it is 14th century Italian. It is absolutely stunning. If you have the blue and gold that was available last time and you're interested in trading it for this green and gold, talk to me because I have somebody and we can work that trade around. If you purchased it, you haven't used it yet, it's still cut, you haven't washed it, you're still holding on to it, kind of like I have been holding on to things, we can work out a trade for you. So the Griffin green and gold goes to Diane. Oh. Two more, guys. Okay. This one's a big one. And I'm really excited about this one because if you're familiar with my block printing business, you know this is one of my blocks. This is actually found in the Cleveland Museum of Art. It is a 13th century design. It's huge, so I'm going to show you part of it, and then I'll stand up and show you more. It's a cloth of gold. It's a Mongolian cloth of gold. It is dated somewhere between 1225 and 1275. It was made in a Chinese imperial workshop, but it was also believed to have been made by not only Mongolian weavers, but also Persian weavers because of the particular type of weaving style that was used in it. Look at that. It's huge. So this sample is the most expensive sample. I think it's $20, which I think nobody cares about. I think everybody's just shouting that they want dibs on it. It is $20 because it is a full meter tall and it is 55 inches wide. I will tell you this one is 100% polyester. This is the only of the historical reproductions that is polyester. I think partly for the affordability. You see that? So there's no way actually for me to show you this whole thing. This is what you're getting for 20 bucks. I'm also going to show you the back because I know somebody is buying it that's using both sides. See that? Oh my God. So pretty. So let's see who got it. Let's see, let's see. Oh, everybody's like, dibs, 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 dibs. Trina Noakes, look at you. Dibs on the cloth of gold with winged lions. Wow, oh my God. Damn. Or Tatian bought 4 meters of it. Yep. Wow, that is stunning. I agree. It's really quite beautiful. Can you imagine a Mongolian deal in that, or an Antari, or anything at all? It's beautiful. That is stunning. I agree. All right, guys, we are on the last one. And this one, I will warn you, we're close to running out. Let me get the exact number for you. As of close of business for Sartor this evening, we have less than 30 meters left of this. Oh wait, how do I unshow you? There we go. All right. So there's less than 30 meters of this. You want this, you need to act now. It is $29 per meter. The sample is $11. It is 28 inches wide. The content is similar to the others. It's 27% silk, 49% rayon, 24% lurex. It is a 14th century piece. And let me read the description. The description is kind of interesting. Okay. So to recreate this historical fabric, we, Sartor, did not turn to a textile fragment as we often do, but we rather looked at a piece of fine art. Painters applied the pattern in their works, not just in garments, but also in curtains, coverlets, and drapery. For a wonderful example, see the bunting, the Madonna altarpiece by Jacopo di Crocione from the 14th century did. You'll also spot this on the cloth of honor in Giovanni di Biondo's portrait of Saint Zenobius. In this allegorical depiction, the cloth is held aloft by humility and charity. So it is dated to the 14th century. It is described as the parrots and tortoise. It is described as being red and blue, but I want to show you this. This I would almost call an indigo. It's almost a purple. It's a very, very dark blue that borders on some purple shades. And I don't know if, I don't think that's just a trick because of the red around it. Because when you look at it isolated against the gold, you can see on the back, this is the back side. It's pretty close to a purple or at least an indigo. So be fair warned. And if that for some reason changes your mind about what you have purchased, by all means, let me know. So let's see who got this beautiful piece of fabric. It's about a half a meter tall. Amanda. Boom. Ta-da! So that's it. You guys made it. I believe we actually have every single sample that has been accounted for. I apologize if you were not able to get any samples. It seemed like there was a pretty good mix of people that were getting things. If you are really, really interested in something, remember that the samples were basically the exact size with a 30% discount. So while that's awesome to be able to snag that sample, if you're really that heart set on making some cuffs, making some trim at the bottom of your tunic, making just an offset collar, making buttons, making a hat, making a purse, making a pouch, making whatever. You can order as small as 20 centimeters. You can order in increments of 20 centimeters. So 20, 40, 60, 80, up to a meter, or you can do half meters if you want to. So you can order in that regard. If you order over $200 in the US, you get free shipping. If you order $300 in Canada, you get free shipping. If you have ordered samples and you've ordered other things, then your samples ship free with everything else. If you end up ordering nothing else, unless you bought more than $200 in samples, which would be, I think, hard to do, but not impossible, there will be a $10 fee for it to go out. If you bought samples, they will not go out until your fabric gets here. We are expecting the fabric to get here by mid to end of September. And then I turn around and I ship it right back out that same week. What they do to save on carbon footprint as well as their time, they basically ship me everybody's orders. This is how we're able to afford and get such good discounts, is basically we are piling together to get a big bulk discount. So all the orders come to me, and then I turn around and I ship it out to everybody. So once it arrives to me, I'll shoot everybody an email and say, hey, orders are here. Hopefully we'll get them out in the next week or so. And then you'll get your fabric and your samples. If you only order samples, then I'll get them out probably sometime next week or the week after. So who got the brown twill again? No idea, Laura. I have to go through this whole thing. Lots of thank yous. Thank you all. I appreciate it. It has been 3.5 hours. You should be really sick of me, but I understand this is less about me and more about the awesome fabric, and I'm okay with that. So go ahead and PM me with your offers, your orders. How long do we have to order for this round? Good question. The previously discussed end of the sales period was this Sunday at midnight. However, Sartor has been approached about doing some kind of midnight madness thing, which would be beyond this week. So I don't know. It might get extended, but I can only guarantee that it's through this Sunday at midnight. Thoroughly enjoyed your presentation. I love being able to see the fabric. Sometimes pictures don't show the fabric. I agree. Again, thank you. Constanza offers. So any other questions? If you want to see any combination of fabrics together, let me know. Go ahead and send your orders in. Is it easier for me to get a PM or email? Probably PMs. I think I'm mostly, let me see how many emails I got tonight so far. Probably PMs. That's where I do most of my business. And it's better if you, holy moly. Oh, these are mostly just subscriptions. That's cool. Lots of people subscribe to my YouTube channel. So yeah, probably PMs is the best way to do it. And I guess I'll do a little bit of self-promotion. So if you liked what you saw tonight and you want to keep up with cool fabrics, lots of cool research, lots of cool things, then I suggest that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/harpyandhag. Also, I think, let me see if Sartor has their own YouTube channel. I believe they do on YouTube. Let's see, Sartor Fabrics. I don't know if they have their own vanity name. Let's see. There we go. Let me see what their Sartor name is. I'm gonna just copy paste the link to. They only have 3 videos up, but you never know. I'll go ahead and place that in here. That is Sartor's YouTube channel. It'll pop up in 20 or 30 seconds. Well, it'll pop up around the same time you're hearing this. So go ahead and subscribe to them. Subscribe to me if you would. And yeah, I will wait a couple of seconds to see if there are any other questions that you all have. Otherwise, we are done. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, so neat. Thank you. Time to convince the group to order. I agree. Are your pants on? Okay, you want to come say goodnight to everybody? Okay. You going to bed?
Yeah.
Soonish. How many pastries did you eat?
Only 2.
Oh, only 2?
Only 2. Hi, everybody. Hope you all had fun. Hope you found really cool, fun stuff. So, but
2?
2.
Love you.
Pierogies and cheese in the fridge. I love you.
Oh, I'm going to go eat some pierogies. Candy, good question. Okay, lots of good questions here. So Diane says, which is heavier, the heavy linen or the heavy cotton linen? So it's like saying what's heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? They're the same heaviness. Thickness, the linen cotton twill is thicker than the equivalent size or equivalent weight linen. Does that answer that question? I hope so. Candy, this will be available to look at again for ordering and planning. Yes, it should go up live onto my YouTube channel. It should like stay there. I have to make sure I have the settings right. And then if not, you can find it on my YouTube or my Facebook station. Wow, my Facebook page. Anne says hi. I will wait to hear for your confirmation. Yes, please, if you have PM'd me or messaged me, give me until the end of tomorrow to try to reach out. You'll at least get an email from me or a message back from me saying, okay, I've got you. Let me confirm this is what you want. And then also I may have to confirm that I have some quantities. Thank you, making a linen gambeson. Okay, hopefully that answers that. Any other questions? If there are any changes to who got what sample, will you let us know? Yeah, so what I'm going to end up doing, this is so boring. I have to rewatch myself for 3.5 hours to write down who got which ones. And then I will put that all into a spreadsheet. I will make calculations. And then as the orders come in, I will either say, okay, and I have these samples that you have locked in. This is your total for the samples. This is your total for the fabrics that you ordered. Or if I don't hear back from you after a couple of days, I will reach out to you and say, hey, you had these, let's square up if you're not planning on making any additional order. Any other questions? So what did you guys think of this format? Did you like it? If you were at the last one, did you like it? I mean, the little ticker at the bottom is kind of annoying. I could probably have turned that off. Let's turn that off. Turn it off. Did you like that I could do screen in screen? Did you like me putting up other pictures? Did you like that I could put up your, did you like that I could put that up, or was that obnoxious? Did you feel like you were on a live stream show, like on CNN? This is a lot of fun. I'm glad you liked it. So I'm thinking about doing not a podcast, but a regular live stream show. And if I did, I would probably use this. Oh, Monica, I haven't seen you all night. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Constanza, I liked this one. I liked once you started putting up who won at the end. Yeah, I should have done that sooner, but I'm learning. The additional pictures and pop-ups were helpful. Good. It wasn't obnoxious. Awesome. Well done. Screen and screen was great. Awesome. It was fun. The comments between YouTube and Facebook seem to be out of order, though. They did for you, not for me. Lag time was a problem. Different people had different lags. Yeah, that is the only thing. So the service that I'm using, if you guys are interested, I can actually show you real quick. Let's go screen. You're going to get that infinite screen in a second, so bear with me. Okay, hang on. Do the other way around. Okay. So don't look at the middle. That's going to make you feel nauseous, right? But here is where all of your comments come up. So you see the little YouTube signal right there for Monica. And then there I see Facebook, and these are all my public, right? So they all come up and they're all time-stamped right there. And then obviously I'm seeing that I'm live streaming to my Harpy and Hag YouTube channel. I'm live streaming to my Facebook channel. I've been going way longer than 28 minutes. But here are my other features. And then this is the middle part. And then there's different things like I can do them side by side. Do it like that or like that. So you guys think that your lag is off, but actually the lags were the best way to compare is in this screen as opposed to looking at the others. And then, go ahead. Sorry. So for lag, it was interesting. I wound up watching on YouTube and commenting on Facebook. That's interesting. Yeah. So normally when you're doing live streams like this, the timing of things is not as crucial when people are vying for super important samples as it is to some people. And that's why at the beginning of this, I try to say, like, I think it's a little better on YouTube, but I'm not exactly sure. And then we found out from some people, at least they were having the experience that was the opposite. So most of the time, the timing isn't that bad. I know that the app or the service that I'm using is something called Be Live TV. Shoot me a message if you're interested, and I can send you a referral code. But it's pretty interesting because it has a lot of functionality while simulcasting to 2 different places. And I thought that's pretty cool. So, alrighty. Get rid of that. I didn't find that the timing on YouTube seemed to be behind Facebook. Interesting. So we did a little bit of testing. I tested this out earlier in the week. No, or late last week, over the weekend maybe. And Facebook was 20 to 30 seconds, whereas YouTube was 15 to 20 seconds. And then tonight, it was, for some people, it was 15 to 20 seconds for YouTube. And for some people, it was 15 to 20 seconds on Facebook. So really, it sounds like it's more on your end. Like, I'm not being like, it's your fault, but like, I think I can't do much about the lag time, both in terms of what's going to lag more than something else. And then I know that the Be Live team is doing their best to try to reduce the total amount of lag, because that's probably the biggest complaint that people have. Though I have a couple people that have used this Be Live service before and have really, really enjoyed it. So I'm going to keep playing with it and maybe start doing a weekly live stream, but it will not be all about Sartor. It'll actually be more about my block printing business, if you're not familiar with it, as well as my block printing escapades and my grant, if that actually happens. For those of you who are not familiar, I received a grant from the Society of Antiquaries of London in February, right before everything happened, to allow me to go to the United Kingdom and Germany to study block printed extant textiles in 5 or 6 different repositories there. And then I got the money when the pandemic hit, so I couldn't book any tickets right before the money came. And I couldn't actually secure my ability to get an appointment until I could get the money. Well, the money actually came like 5 days after the pandemic hit and everything locked down. So now that things are starting to open up, sort of, we're in that weird wait and see. Am I actually going to get to go to Europe? The likelihood is no. I'm not trying to get too... I'm trying not to get too disappointed if it doesn't happen. So there's a good possibility I won't be able to go. However, in the meantime, I've been continuing my research. So started on your computer and the lag was horrendous. So I switched to my phone, which was less bad. That's also interesting to know. And you ended up snapping up several. Oh, Graham just sent me a message. If you're still on, it said, you did great tonight. Your pacing was excellent. My wife and I really enjoyed the trunk show. So thank you very much. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. So, oh my goodness, so many messages, but that's okay. I love them all. I love you all. I promise I will read these all in order. Oh my God. Click, 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 click. Okay. I planned to go back to Spain and had to delay that twice already. Oh, that's such a bummer. Yeah. So I actually started, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to jinx anything, but there are probably a half dozen balls in the air right now with very important people trying to see if we can make this happen. That's all I want to say right now. I don't want to jinx it. Don't want to jinx it. I'm like 95 to 97% sure that I'm not going to be able to go to Europe this year or even by the beginning of next year, which means I will likely have to return the grant or ask for it to be deferred, which is unlikely because this is kind of depressing. I'm not trying to depress you, but the main repository that I need to go study at is the Victoria and Albert of London Museum, Victoria and Albert Museum of London. And they are closing down their central storage facility on December 18th for about 2.5 years. So if I can't make it by December 18th, this is probably not happening. So we will see. We will see. We're hoping. I don't want to say much more. We're trying to see if we can make this work. Fingers crossed. Subscribe if you want to find out what happens. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah. Oh, I've never been there. I'm looking forward to it. So, all right, guys. There's only 14 of you left. I think we were up to about 40, and I feel at this point like I'm just kind of blabbing and hanging out. So if you liked hanging out, then definitely come back for the live stream, regular show, whatever that's going to be that I make up as I go along. Thank you, Tati. I hope it works out. Candy, you said what, but I'm not sure. Oh, they're not closing. They are, well, they're closing. The central storage facility is closing down for 2.5 years because they are reconstructing the central storage facility. So it has been well advertised and put out there on their website and all their emails. Like they've been saying for a while, hey guys, if you need stuff from the central storage facility, you need to make your appointments now, which of course was what they were saying before the pandemic hit. And we can hear you. Lothar blowing his nose. And so I've known that. It wasn't like a surprise. They're not doing anything hinky. They're not closing down permanently, but they've been saying none of our central storage will be available through the Clothing and Textiles Workers Center from December 18th until spring 2023, I think. So, Diane, I totally will follow along from home. I learned so much from you. Thank you. Thank you. So, okay, guys. That sounds wonderful. Looking forward to watching the block printing on your channel. Yeah, if you guys want to learn how to block print, there's already a bunch of tutorials and we're going to make more. So, and don't yell at me, but I have like 5 classes that I've taught so far that I still need to get up on YouTube. So it'll happen soon. I've been balancing a lot of things and then also kind of struggling with, I don't want to say depression and I don't want to say apathy, but I've been struggling with like, what's the point? What's the point? I'm not going to be able to go anywhere anyways. So I just need to get over myself, get over that hump, and then not allow myself to be too distracted with other things that are really not that important and start getting those things up there. So you guys can be my cheerleaders. All right. With that being said, I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm open to feedback. I'm looking forward to your orders. Thank you, Diane. You are so not alone. Yeah. Like I'm not a super depressive personality and I try always to maintain positivity, but I think if I'm being really honest with myself lately, I've just been like, what is the point of sewing a bunch of things for events that can't happen for, myself, not for others. I actually enjoy doing it for others. So, all right, that's it. I'm gonna stop talking. Thank you.